Blah, blah, blah. BetUS. Yeah. They sponsor us, kind of.
What?
What's
No
up,
super
guys?
chats?
What? No super chats? The show just started. We don't have any super chats yet.
Oh, I was thinking of what's his name?
Kidding.
Never mind. He was on my brain. I don't know why.
We're down Carl tonight, so I'm a little over here. Like, how do I do this shit again?
Oh wait, I am running the chat, right?
What? No super chats?
There you go. Yeah, you're running chat tonight.
Oh crap, we're done. It's done.
We are, as I said to Jason UK on our way to the Bears game, for fucked 2 ways from Sunday. Only a minute and 41 seconds in, Foster. And we had a big conversation about this. He's like, what does that mean? And I said, well, you were part of the conversation, weren't you, Foster?
I stopped listening to you guys because
that's when you tuned out. The gummies were starting to kick in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super chats?
Well, before you guys carry on, I'd like to say, welcome, Armando Laura, Patty Laura, Atlas, Chad Speaker, Plank. I like that name, Plank.
Plank, pretty awesome.
Chicago Sports Podcast. JC1.
JC1 is new. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Top C34. Cliff Victoria.
Cliff. Is Mr. Mayhem in here yet? He's got to be here by now, right? If not, he'll be here any second. What's up, Vizzo Joe?
I think that's all the ones I've seen so far. I could be. Oh, Jason UK Bears.
Look. We already have a super chat from Chad Speaker. Here's your super chat. Here's your fucking super chat from Chad Speaker.
All
thanks.
right, now we can get thanks, Chad, because we couldn't start the show without you, buddy. And
and Mr.
When's Chad coming on? He's got to be on. He's here anyways. What's the difference?
Yeah,
Cliff's never coming back on.
Oh no, Cliff's already been on here. He's like, I'm done with that shit.
He's probably got to rebuild another house somewhere from some tornado or hurricane. I don't know.
Yeah,
Mr. Mayhem. But yes, Chad Speaker, appreciate your super chat, brother.
Mr. Mayhem.
Brian Hendren, he's in the chat.
What's up, Brian Hendren? Thanks for joining us tonight. Excellent. Mr. Mayhem, I just said, where's Mr. Mayhem? He'll be coming in here any second. Here you are. Good to see you, Mr. Mayhem. We have another super chat from Chicago Sports Podcast. Thank you. Chicago Sports Podcast.
Mylander, Brian and company.
And we were talking over each other. So Vernon Roseman, thanks for hanging out with us again tonight. We have coming up here in just a minute, as you can tell by Plank joining us, we have the Plankster. Plank himself is going to be joining us here in a second. As we lathered up here. Whoa, Plank.
We've got Plank, Plank.
Appreciate you.
And what's the son's one? It's something Plank.
It's like the son of
Plank.
Yeah,
we'll ask.
I find it's like humbling because the whole no super chats thing came out of a joke from CHGO begging for money all the time, and Carl brilliantly made the audio clip for that, and it's never been used, to try to get you guys to coerce you to give us super chats, but the fact that you do because of it is pretty awesome. So I'm very humbled by that. We all are, and thank you guys so much. I know it's your hard-earned money. We appreciate it. Thank you very much, man. You guys are awesome. Raging Oracle, man. What's up, Raging?
Raging
Scottish Bear. Brian Hendren, we've never seen you in here before, but I see you all the time in Chicago Sports. I'm sorry, Sports on Chicago, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays in chat with Sean Sierra. I know you're on the Nomad Network, so thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate it. Guys, before we bring in Plank, I just want to let you know, I had the shittiest week. Normally I just have a shitty day, but it has been a shitty week. It's been so bad that
how bad was it?
Well, let me tell you how bad. I don't need any. I don't need any gratitude. You know, I understand well wishes are going to come from this, but it started with a week ago today. My grandmother passing away, and it just like snowballed into that. Like Monday at work, all the way until today has just been shit. Absolute shit. Today I ordered Panera bread for lunch, and I didn't get any of the special sauce on my sandwich. They didn't put any bacon on it. I cut myself with the plastic spoon on my lip like 8 fucking times.
I think you're happy that you didn't get the special sauce though, bro.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I don't know though. I tried to put mayonnaise on it, and it just didn't work. Something
he's
about that
still
sauce.
going. He's still going on too. Give you some of my special sauce.
Yeah. So I just want to let you guys know that per my week, how everything has been going, I'm flying home back to Chicago for my grandmother's services tomorrow, and my plane's going to crash. So just want to let you guys know that's how my week is going. When my plane crashes, you guys can all laugh about it because you'll be like, "Damn, he was right." And I'll leave the show to you guys to figure out. I'll give all the information to my wife, you know, for when my plane crashes tomorrow. So that'll be fun. Looking forward to that. That's how well my week has gone.
Yeah, speaking stuff into existence was a person.
I use reverse psychology. Though, see, like I said that on purpose because my plane was gonna crash before I said that. It's reverse psychology.
Just like well,
Scottish Bear saying, "Let's get out the violin for Mr.
Yeah.
Sure."
JC1 says, "Just stop."
The world's smallest violin.
Let me tell you guys in chat. I called Shorty last night, and him and I had a long conversation.
Much longer than I wanted it to be.
Because he was doing all the talking. But one thing we both agreed upon, he, as well as I, use humor to mask or deflect from certain feelings. So he chooses, which I agree with at times, to choose humor to deal with the loss of his grandmother. So don't think that he's being insensitive. He's sensitive about it, but his coping mechanism is humor. So please don't take that the wrong way by him joking about it.
Yeah. Thank you for pointing that out. Is that fun? Because if you didn't know by now, that's exactly how I roll. So that's why this show I think is so fun. Because we've made a disastrous season after one or after another. Bears seasons fun because of it. So I think we all really work well together to make that happen. And that's, you know, kudos to you guys. You guys are awesome for understanding that. Every one of you in chat, you, PJ, you, Foster, Carl too. So, you know, Cliff and you're reminding me about another plane crash. So thank you. Just getting ready. I took a shower and everything. I'm going to have clean underwear. I'm going down. I'm going down.
What did I tell you last night, Cody? What did I tell you about the underwear last night?
If you're going down, it's not even going to matter what you know. You don't even need to shower. Don't change your underwear. Don't do nothing.
It's literally a turn and burn. But I'm going home. I'm flying home in like 2 days, and I'm like, I'm just bringing a backpack and my computer. And PJ's like, well, make sure you bring an extra pair of underwear.
Look,
in case you have an accident.
Plank's in the back room going, what the fuck is he going out on this?
And I was like, yeah, you can never trust a fart past your 50s, right, Peach? So I'm gonna be when my plane is going down tomorrow morning, I'm gonna be like, fuck, I gotta change my underwear. You know how they do like the free fall for like anti-gravity, you know? They do the anti-gravity stuff on the plane that's like free falling. You know what I'm saying? I'll just undo my seatbelt, just take off my pants, keep floating around.
It won't matter. Even Dobbsy's saying it won't. You won't have to have clean underwear if you're going down tomorrow, dude. You're either gonna shit your pants or they ain't finding them.
But then I'm just gonna, as I'm free falling, I'm just gonna pull it all off.
Okay.
As I'm floating around, slip on a new pair, so when I hit the ground and blow up into pieces.
It's not.
We literally had this conversation
last
night.
Now it's a plane breaking apart in midair. So he's already changed the narrative, guys.
Oh man.
Kid you not, we literally had this conversation last night about the underwear. Here he goes.
Pretty funny, we did.
I believe it.
You guys in chat are just hilarious though. Like getting on in your conversations here
Yeah,
with us.
Chad's just saying use your pants as a parachute. They are big enough.
Raging say you got to have a
You can
spare.
tie the legs off on the way down and hold on to the belt loops on the side. You might make it, dude. You might make it.
Man, we gotta get the Plankster in here, man.
Catch up there. Yeah, we do. We do.
Wait, what is that? What did Armando say? I told my coworkers once. My mom called me last night, and it really upset me. My coworker, why? Me? Well, she's been dead for 10 years. My coworker's jaw dropped. Oh, she called you from the afterlife. I'm sorry to hear that. You lost your mother, Armando. But my mother is going through that right now, and it's wow. It's going to be the same way when I lose my mother. So she's going through it too. But and Mammy has been on the show many times. So anyone that doesn't know of Mammy, she has been a big part of having fun with us on this show. So I'll be there for her this weekend. That's all that matters. And with the rest of my family, to say my last respects to our family matriarch. 88 years old. So thank you guys all for your well wishes, and thanks for reminding me about the plane crash on Southwest Cliff. That's awesome. And
what's happening?
What's up, Minister? Let's get into the show.
Before we leave this topic, and because I'm waiting to bring on Plankster, but before I do, I just got to say this. When Shorty and I was talking last night, and for those of you who missed the beginning of the show, we already explained the humor part of what we do here about dealing with death. So Shorty was sharing with me that his mother talked every day with his grandmother, and that she's now going to be lonely and not have someone to talk to. Tell him what I said, folks. Tell what I said, just Shorty.
I believe you said, well, she can give me a call.
Not me. Not me. Not me.
Oh, did you get Foster a call? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought, man. Get him the fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
You know where he's going tonight.
If only that would have been a recorded studio conversation, because if you would have heard what we talked about after that, it was hilarious.
Yes.
I was like, I bet Foster would really be he would get on board with going over there and helping her with whatever. And I said, I'd be worried, like he might try to get my mom's pants or something. But then I was like, we laughed our asses off about it. I was like, totally joking. I know that if I asked you to do that, you would totally do that, because you're that good of a dude. Like you're a good bro. You're a good friend, Foster.
I would if I could, dude. You know it. Just the way it is, man. That's the way it is.
He's already starting to take off his clothes now. Hold on.
Oh, here he goes. He's like,
I had, as you guys know, I had the stuff my son, my daughter, and my daughter's boyfriend bought me, that hat and this sweater. And for those of you who don't, it was this is my Christmas stuff. But this is my 4th week in a row of wearing a concert shirt from a variety of year. And people mentioned it the first week, but not the last 2. So I was like, okay, I'll bring it up this week, because I've worn one every Thursday. And everybody caught the first one probably because it was Motley Crue, but I know they didn't catch Steve Miller, and I don't think they caught America. Those are all concert shirts, like even this one is too.
that is a badass concert shirt, by the way.
And this thing's up from 2013.
All right, bring on the Plankster, man.
Let's bring on the Plankster.
Plank, and I can't, for some reason, Shorty, it won't let me do the switchback. I can't switch us back, me and Peach, just so you know.
You gotta just drag and drop. Just drag the window.
I do it, but this thing, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I tried it like 4 times before I told you.
Yeah, well, that's just incompetence on your part.
Absolutely.
What's up, Plankster?
What are we doing?
What's up, Plankster? It's good to have you on, man.
Well, I appreciate being here. Thanks
It's
for
been a
having
long
me.
time coming.
I gotta tell you, you know,
Yeah, I think Shorty, I think don't we need to have the cop interrogate this guy too? Because this is the first.
Oh,
time
we'll definitely get into that.
Okay,
This
just
is
ahead,
his first time on the show. He's gonna have to be interrogated.
We
With
got missed that
interrogation.
aspect because PJ isn't here and nobody does it as well as him. Because
PJ
he's not like as the so-called rumor I'm hearing that he was once a police officer and stuff.
No, he's not. He's a retired insurance salesman.
Okay.
Retired garbage man.
Those
I
are
took
all
out
just
the trash.
rumors.
Yeah.
Okay. Thought so.
So, Plankster, I just want to say,
Oh, crap.
I want to thank you for being you, man. Like, you are such an awesome dude and an awesome Bears fan, and you in everyone's chat, not just ours. You just being that figure that we all, every one of us that have a channel, like that you follow, like we all feel the love from you because you're just you I love how you always put like the timestamps for your comments about things that made you laugh or things that made you say this or that. And it really, to somebody who's creating a channel like this, it means a lot. And you've been doing it for so long. And the first day that we made the memberships, like you were like, it's about time. And then boom, you were our first member. Like, and it just, I was just like, man, I cannot wait to have you on. I know your work schedule kind of didn't jive until recently, but I am so honored as, someone who is doing this for fun now, going on 3 years, to have one of our beloved chat members of yourself to finally hang out with us and join us. Because I know I've seen you on other podcasts. You've been on Chicago Sports Podcast. You've been on Nomads, and I was jealous. So I'm very happy to have you on with us tonight, and I cannot wait to just get into it with you, have fun with you, and this is all going to be, of course, after PJ interrogates you.
Yeah, I appreciate being on here. I guess sometimes maybe if they go back and their people see like all the stuff I've left in the chat, they're probably thinking this is one needy man. But I like to leave the chat, and timestamp it. I figure that's got to help you out in your algorithm and help everybody else out. That's why I do it. I'm not saying I'm not needy, but it's not because I'm needy.
No, it's very considerate of you to think of it in that regards, because you're right, and it helps every one of our channels when you do that. So that's what makes you awesome.
I look at it like this, man. Plankster, you are a part of, and that's, we talk about it every week on this show because it's the people in the chat, Patty and Raging Oracle and Illinois Jones and Black Diamond and Red Beard Fan and Cliff Victoria, these people, Mr. Mayhem, these people that are here continuously. They are a part of the show, and you literally for the last, I don't know, year. I'm just kind of guessing in my head from what I've seen, maybe longer. I'm losing my time frame, but you're a part. You're shut up. You're literally a part of like 5 shows because of just from what I see. It could be more. I don't know, but I'm talking about the comments, and I think it's just awesome that you're always out there. You usually don't talk any crap. Nothing to the negative. It's just an opinion. We've all got them. And then to see you bouncing around, seeing you on shows like the other night, I'm like, that's Plank. That's Plank. He's on the show. I didn't know you were going to be on because I knew you were coming on here. I just didn't know when. And then to see you on again, I'm like, see, that's how it happens, man. Because we're all just people doing the best that we can on a daily basis, and we love the Bears.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I just try to do what I can. Been in the chat for, I don't know, a little over 3 years. So, and I try to, I don't always accomplish being nice. Sometimes I can get my feathers ruffled, and I tend to let it be known my feathers are ruffled, but I do try to treat everyone with the same respect that I think we all like. We all like to be treated with respect. And I think, you give as good as you get.
Very true.
Excuse me for a second. Fuck you, Shorty. Read what you wrote in the chat.
That's why I pulled it up. I wanted you to read it. You do. The minister was saying you look well rested. I said, well, you were telling us you got a new coffin in the pregame show. The other one was getting like dry rotted. We understand.
And don't forget, you guys who are our members, you get that pre-show commentary that we do, part of your subscription.
Don't watch because we were really stupid tonight, so I wouldn't go check it out if I were you.
Yeah, tonight's was a little ridiculous, but if you want the extra content, we appreciate every one of our members. So we're giving that to you as a bonus, which we'll try to do this every single week. And tonight's was a little bit more technical stuff, not as much BSing, but it was still fun nonetheless.
Right. With that being said, okay.
Time to interrogate.
Yes, change up the screen for me. Focus on Plankster.
Wait 1 second while I'm actually downloading that content right now. 1 second. Okay. So you want me to highlight him? Here we go.
Yes.
So let's not.
All right. Spotlight's on you, Plankster.
Yeah.
It's time for interrogation.
All right.
Yeah. Here we go.
Pete, you got that spotlight that goes through your camera into his or no?
Yeah.
No, man. They took away our flashlights, man, a long time ago.
It wouldn't be the first time I've had those lights flashed in my face.
You at least have some illegal drugs you're going to plant on him so you can arrest him when you're done?
Yeah.
Not the illegal drugs.
Man, they used to have those monster ones that, like, one cop broke my leg one time with a flashlight. They were huge.
All right, Foster, that's enough. You have the right to remain silent. Foster. Not Foster, Plankster. Tell us, first, what got you to start being a Bears fan?
Well, really, I was born into it. My, my real dad was a Bears fan and just grew up Bears fan. He's a bigger baseball fan than football fan. I've just always been about football, and it was always the Bears. I mean, always. It's not because we were winning all the time, right? We all know that. It's just the love of the Bears, I guess. There's Walter in there. There's Doug Plank in there. There's
any relation, by the way?
No. I would love to say, yeah, that's my uncle, but no, we're not related. It'd be great to find out if we are. But
all right, that's it. You're out of here. We thought that you were related to Doug Plank. That's it. Never mind. I
was going to tell him, don't worry, man. I'll make a phone call and he can be related to Plank. It's that simple. That simple, dude. I'll make the phone call. We'll get Doug on the show because he's been over by Brant Tracks. So we can ask him to come on and we'll just make you guys like related.
All right, Foster, you're throwing off the interrogation.
Yeah, okay.
I had a chance to meet him. I went to the Bears 100, and I had a chance to meet him. And I went down Gary Fensick's line, got Fensick's autograph, because I couldn't trust myself not to say something just stupid like, "Hey, we're related." I kept running everything through my head, and I'm like, "No, I'm gonna come off an idiot. I'm gonna go down Fensick's line. I'll get Fensick's autograph."
How long have you been a Bears fan?
Me?
Yes.
Oh man, for as long as I can remember. I've mentioned it in chat before. I remember in kindergarten. I don't want to say getting beat up, but getting, what kindergartners do, bullied, pushed, smacked around a little bit because I was a Bears fan, right? I mean, it's just part of it.
Don't worry, Plank. We got your room and your straitjacket ready.
Yeah.
So early 70s, I take it?
I was born in 70. So yeah, early 70s.
Okay.
Of course, a Bears fan at that age, but you don't really know football or who's playing. And
right.
So, but you definitely, cut me. I'm like everybody else. I'm going to bleed navy blue and burn orange.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you were a little bit older than me. Like when I, at 10 years old, got into the Bears, because my family wasn't into sports, but even my parents fell in love with 85 Bears, like the whole world did. What's up, King Pookie Nation and Rick and Brian Gilmore? that even my parents were watching the Bears, and
Hey, I don't want to interrupt you, Shorty, but that King Pookie Nation, he just said in there, I went to the Bears 100. I seen him at last year's draft party at Soldier Field. I ran into him and talked to him for a little bit. Poor dude was cold as all get out, shivering his ass off.
Oh, poor guy.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah,
He's
go ahead.
Though. But I remember him telling me he was going to that last year. He was DMing me on Twitter. I refuse to say X because it sounds like a porno, but Twitter. I'll keep calling it Twitter. But he told me he was going to that. So the fact that he ran into you with that, do you have season tickets or something?
No. I'm on the what do you call it, priority list, but I looked it up just the other day. It's like I'm 7,569 or something on the list. I was 2 years ago in June is when I put the money down for it.
You know that you can go to the PSL marketplace and buy the tickets from a PSL, right?
Yeah, but PSL is the PSL is very expensive.
Yeah, well, yeah. I just wasn't sure how many people know about that because
yeah, that's way above my pay grade.
Yeah,
don't worry,
I
Plank.
looked
I'll
into
get
it. It
about
was
4,000 or 5,000 people out of the way. Give me about 2 years. I got you covered, bud.
for the 400 section, it would have cost me over $200 per ticket per game, and the total would have been over $20,000 for my payout.
For
and I was
PSL,
like, you fucking kidding me? And then they just keep raising the prices. Let's not get into that. PJ, keep your interrogation going so we can continue this.
No, because Steve, this is how criminals get off the case. I mean, this is how they get out of going to jail. You get the other detectives to come in the room and they start throwing off your whole interrogation, and then you just lose track of where you was going with it, and then the criminal just walks out scot-free. Perfect example, right?
I thought it was the other way around, Peach. You find them saying some wrong stuff, and now you can twist it into your narrative and really stick the dagger in them, dude.
Yeah. That's it.
Before they say, "Oh well, I have to contact a lawyer," right?
Oh yeah. You gotta bring out the infamous phone book, right?
Read me my random rights. What's up, Romy? Thanks for joining us.
That's Jeremy.
I wonder, that's what I wanted to ask too. Is it Jeremy or is it Jerome? And now he's saying, hey, but I changed it to my nickname because nobody says my name correctly. So I've often wondered, is it Jeremy or it's Jeremy? He says, okay.
We asked him one time and he said it was Jeremy.
Yeah, I go to say Jeremy, and then I'm like, well, is it Jerome? I don't, and I see now.
I think what he's saying is like me. My last name is Shortino, so all my friends growing up called me Shorty because I'm not short, and it just worked well. His name is spelled Jerome, so friends called him Romy, but it's pronounced Jeremy, so he goes by Romy. I love it. So I appreciate that and understand it, and it works. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight, Romy.
Okay, Shorty, pass the gummies, man. You won me over. Just go and pass.
Did you find anything else out that could make you ask a few more questions? That's my point of this whole triple interrogation. Because now Plank's sitting over, he doesn't even know who's going to ask him what. He's got no idea.
He's highlighted on the screen. Like, oh, what do I say next? What's your next question, PJ?
Quick fire.
My next question is, who's your favorite Bears player of all time?
Oh, dude, man,
that's the lamest question.
You break that down into like players you've seen or just favorite players. Because look, I mean, I always say Dick Butkus. Did I ever watch Dick Butkus play? No. So a lot of people will have a problem with that. So you can't have a favorite guy if you didn't watch him play. So disagree. I mean, it's really. And then I don't know. I can't really name just one. I mean, we all love Walter, and I did get to watch Walter play, but there's just, and I mean, and Hester's electric. We've had so many years of like a dominant defense. It's hard to pick just one guy. We love Urlacher. We love Singletary.
All right. What
You
about
know, Dent.
the favorite player that you met? How about that?
The only one I've ever, well, that's not true. I met Alex Brown. Alex Brown is one straight up cool dude. Cool dude. I met him at the 100. I'd walked up there and I said, hey, you know, and you lose all sense of speech. You get to see these people and they're mountains without trees. You lose all sensibility. And I'm trying to get out. Hey man, can I get an autograph? Super nice guy. He says, I don't really do autographs, but I'll take a selfie with you. And I'm like, okay. So I hold my phone up there and it's pointing at the sky. I can't even figure out how to turn it around to do a selfie. I'm like shell shocked. And he's like looking over me. He's like, here, buddy, I'll help you out. And he pushes it for me, you know, and it's, thanks, man. It's hard to feel smart doing shit like that, you know?
Hey, we all are fans.
But,
man.
yeah, so Alex Brown, met him, super good guy, and then got to talk very little to Finsick while he was signing my helmet.
Oh, okay, cool.
I met Nagy and Pace, but we don't need to talk about that.
Wait a second. Before we even get into that,
I'm not even going to get into that. I have zero thought.
And what helmet are you talking about? Like,
I had bought a an actual NFL helmet years ago, and while I knew I was going to 100, so I took the helmet with me. It's so Finsick signed it. It's not a period correct helmet, but I could care less.
Exactly, yeah.
Should have had Doug Plank sign it for you.
Yeah, but again, I couldn't trust myself not to say something just stupid. So,
all right,
All right.
the current team.
You got one more question left, Peach.
Hey.
We know he's not a criminal. Just one more question. Okay, two
more.
Okay.
All right. Out of the current players, quarterback excluded, because it's easy to always pick the quarterback being your best favorite player. Who's your favorite player on the current roster?
Oh, wow.
Good question.
Well, I don't know that we've seen enough of them really to have a face. Is that fair? I don't know. I mean, everybody's kind of new.
There's somebody that you like, kind of enjoys watching. I mean, somebody.
Yeah, Moore. He's electric. Get him the ball in the open field. Moore's electric. Of course, I'm waiting on Rome, to be the player I think we all think he can be. And that's coaching, right? I'm not going to get into that. That's not on him. Yeah, I love Gordon. I'd love to see Brisker stick it out and be healthy, but yeah, I don't know that one really comes to my mind right away. It just jumps off the page. I love it, Edwards, TJ Edwards.
And how many
Sanborn, love Sanborn.
Last question.
Okay.
How many games have you been to?
Good one.
So let me think. 1, 2, 4, I think. I believe 4 games.
All in Chicago?
No, this last season was in Indy. Well, and it's more 5 games, because I did go to, me and a buddy who's a Cleveland Browns fan rode our motorcycles out to Cleveland to watch the Bears play in Cleveland. But that was preseason. This still counts.
Crotch rocket or a Harley?
Dude, it was a Honda, but not a crotch rocket. It was one of my buddies. It's one of my buddies' motorcycles. My other buddy, he was on a Harley.
By the way, PJ, that was 2 more questions instead of 1. You doubled down on that one.
No, because he's still got like 22 more left, because that was subsection of part 1. Remember?
I'm just trying to let them know, hey, I got more.
We know.
Let me Let him practice his skills, his detective skills.
Yeah, he's got to keep up on practice on something.
It's hard to do when
Yeah.
you're an insurance salesman, apparently.
I'm gonna wait till I meet up with Shorty again, give him some gummies, and then really interrogate him then.
Or become speechless.
They're gonna be placebo gummies.
Yeah.
They're not doing jack shit to me, Peach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. These are heroin. Oh, that's weird. What's going on here? Is it heroin gummies? What's going on, PJ? That secret stash I held from that one arrest as an insurance salesman.
You know, I know we were going to talk about the combine. I just wanted to see if maybe you guys wanted to talk a little bit about this, because this has been going on for the last week, and it's not terrible, but people have been saying, "Oh, Poles don't know how to draft. He can't get us any good players." I was just going to go back before we even talk about combine maybe, and ask if what everybody thinks about the job Poles has done specifically. Let's not bring up free agency. I'm just gonna get your opinion on what people think, or what you guys think of Poles drafts. I mean, I started making a little list, even good and bad, and some guys I don't even have the answer yet. But hey, J2K just popped in. He'll be good for this, man. I'm asking, what do you got? What do people think of what Poles has done in the draft? Like maybe say some of the biggest mistakes, or even give me a grade on it. Because this is a huge process that's so huge to every organization once a year.
These are great questions, because I go back to your last question, Paige, which was who's your current favorite player? And for me, it's Caleb Williams. But if I can't choose him, I have no idea. And to answer your question, Foster, I don't know. I'll go last.
Nobody's even got to answer it if you can. I've been watching this slowly go on for about 10 days as we get closer to the draft. And I'm not saying it's everybody, because I myself, you guys know PGT. Poles got this shit. I'm backing him all the way. You're gonna make mistakes. Nobody's gonna get 100% on this. Nobody. I don't care who you are, unless I don't know what are the Kansas City Chiefs got. I mean, do they hit every pick? They do pretty darn good. Whatever. I'm just saying. And also, I want to ask about it because I was looking at some of the players and I'm going, okay, could have done better, could have done worse. People are saying, oh, well, he can't find the guy doesn't know how to pick an offensive lineman. I'm like, I can't even give it that criteria, because if everybody remembers, even the guys in free agency, which I wasn't going to bring up, the people are like, oh, yeah, this guy's going to be good. All we got to do is coach him up out of the draft. Or, oh, Patrick he was a starter. He's pretty decent. He's going to be okay. And then, how many times does that happen? How many times that happened over the last 2-3 years, 2 seasons, I'll say. Let's just say last year and the year before. We won't go back to year one. But just how many times does that happen where this guy could be all right in the draft and then he's not? Because that's going to happen. I mean, Bellis Jones. There's names you can go on. And then I was going to ask this, because there's about 5 or 6 guys that he drafted late. I don't know how they're all doing. I'm sure it's kind of maybe early to tell. But they were poached right out from under our nose. Bell, the 2 tackles from 3 years ago. I don't know how they're doing, but in the time span of 3 seasons, some of these guys, 2 or 3 seasons, this season coming up could be the season where you actually start hearing about some of these guys if they were anything what we thought, or even a couple of them that I like Jatiri Carter, dude. I thought that guy was going to be starting. I really did. After watching him early, preseason training camp, seeing him live in Indianapolis, I was like, he's got to be able to do this. He's got everything to do it. So I'm just throwing it out there before we get into the combine stuff. So tell me what you got, if you got anything. If you don't answer, no big deal.
I like Poles. I always have liked Poles, and I'm kind of the same way. You're not going to hit on every pick. I know that a lot of people would like him to hit more, and you never know what a player's going to do. You just don't. I mean, you look at their athletic ability, what they've done in college. Sometimes it doesn't transfer into the NFL, but overall, I'm a big Poles fan. I think that maybe sometimes, maybe I'm not harsh enough on Poles, right? Maybe I'm a fanboy, right? And I get that. I'm maybe a half guy, half the glass is half full all the time, never half empty. But I do like what he's doing. I think it takes time to set up a foundation. I'm sorry. It takes time to set up a foundation to be able to get your salary cap where you need it, to be able to acquire the more play, the bigger name players, things like that, and free agency. I think maybe people have forgotten how messed up this organization was when he took over. His first draft, he damn near doubled his draft picks. Okay, now then you're going to say that, well, he damn near doubled it. What do you do with the draft picks? And that's true. That is, but I am a Poles fan. I like what he's doing. I really do.
I would say I'm okay with Poles. I ain't his biggest fan, nor am I his biggest hater. I think he's done some things well, some things not so well. I think he mismanaged how to build this team, in the sense of he didn't have the correct pieces in place before pushing all his chips in. I think he was like an offseason away before he should pushing all his chips, because we could have really built some draft stock with having those number one overall draft picks. We could have really built this team up, and I think that's where he missed.
Sorry, I'm trying to make a poll here because we're without Carl tonight, and
You just answered a question, Shorty.
ridiculous. This poll is ridiculous. Ignore the poll.
Carl's so underrated, just like a good second tier player, man. Just underrated, dude.
Ridiculous.
So important to things that we take for granted.
It's a shameful.
Having somebody who knows what the hell they're doing, because it ain't me, PJ, or Shorty.
Although I put in who's your favorite current player? Caleb Williams, or it says yes, no, Caleb Williams or Bill Murray. 50% says Caleb Williams, 25% says Bill Murray. That's hilarious.
Live from New York.
It's Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Oh man, we miss you, Carl.
Are you going to answer the question, Shorty?
I'm sorry. What was I supposed to do?
Are you going to answer the question?
No.
What was the question? I was trying to figure out the poll.
What do you think of what Poles has done? Jake, go ahead.
What do I think about what Poles has done?
I was asking draft mainly.
I'm not. Well, first off, I'm really impressed that Plank loves Poles, because I know all you guys love Poles too. We're all a bunch of Poles lovers here, aren't we?
No Diddy.
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause, PJ. All right. So I think that he went into this building it how the previous head coach helped him to construct his idea. And because we all know the coach is going to work hand in hand with the general manager, right? So the coach is going to say, this is what I'm looking for at this position on offense or defense. These are the characteristics I'm looking for. And when we're talking about Matt Eberflus, I think that we're talking about a defensive coordinator that became a head coach, and in an era when we needed an offensive minded guy, and his philosophy was this style player at this position on defense, this style player on this position at this position on defense, and so on and so forth. I think the rest of it was kind of left up to Poles to figure out on offense based on the incompetence of Getsy, and then even what's his name, who was just fired, Waldron. So I think that's kind of an open-ended question because it can't really be answered based on the players that we drafted well, which was, aside from injuries, Brisker, Kyler Gordon. They were handed Jalen Johnson. He's excelled under Eberflus. They went out and got the linebackers, T.J. Edwards and Tremont Edmonds, and they tried to build the trenches not very well, based on what I believe was Eberflus's vision for the defense, right? So I think that Poles drafted accordingly to his head coach, and the new head coach, Ben Johnson, I think is going to, at least, this is all of us as Bears fans, just with our unending hope that we always have year in, year out, that, as we get to this point, it's just like, we're 0-0 right now, right? Every team is 0-0 right now. We're gonna have the best draft and blah blah blah. I think that this next draft is going to come down to what Ben Johnson sees as the fits and Dennis Allen, as far as what we need for both sides of the ball. I think I trust Ben Johnson's input more with Ryan Poles for offense, and I think I trust Dennis Allen's input more for defensive players based on his schemes and his success in the past as a defensive coordinator compared to Eberflus's resume. So I think that I was never a proponent for firing Poles because I thought that he did exactly what I just said. And so I think that given a more competent staff that can help give him the input as far as what they need for what they're building, I think that Poles, listen, PJ, close your ears. Just close your ears. Caleb Williams when I was 20 years old, 18 years old, up until they drafted him, I still could not believe that they were actually going to take him with that first pick, because he was just the quarterback I've always wanted my entire life. So for me, he automatically succeeded by making that trade that got them into position to draft him. This has nothing to do with any other quarterback other than what I had always wanted as a Bears fan from the quarterback position. And me as a Bears fan, I am elated with that. And I give him the pass. I give him the pass based on the previous coaching staff as far as getting them what they wanted, but still being able to put certain pieces into place to build this team. And so I think that him working with Ben Johnson, long-winded answer, and Dennis Allen, I think they're gonna come together to give us a little bit more in the draft than we might have seen in the past. Sorry about that. That was long.
Nothing new for you.
You guys sleeping?
That's not what she said either.
But she did say it was thick.
I didn't hear that part. I must have walked out.
Caribbean Queen. What's up, Billy Ocean?
Yeah. I was thinking that earlier, Peach. I just couldn't.
Oh, that's a good one. Now we're sharing the same things.
Hey, Shorty, who sings that song?
Wait, are we getting a copyright strike for that?
There you go.
No, who sings it though? Billy
Billy
Ocean?
Yeah.
Shut the hell up and let him sing it, because you're destroying it.
Great. Now I got to throw that album out.
I muted Shorty. I don't know if he picked up on it yet. but
Here, Bear, you say you agree with Shorty. What?
You shouldn't even have that album, dude.
I don't know about that, Hair Bear, man. I don't know if I agree with Shorty on that. Because
What is up, Hair
it's
Bear?
a whole myth.
There's a lot of good points that you guys all brought up, good and bad.
Well, this is what I love about PJ, because he loves to disagree. I'm sorry, Foster. Go ahead.
No, and I was just going to say there's so many good things brought up in the chat, even like, well, like J2K was going, you got to throw in the hiring of Flus. Well, I need all the facts on a lot of this stuff. And first off, a real rebuild usually takes 4 or 5 seasons, at least they used to be any good. Some of the stuff we've seen in the last couple of years, these quick rebuilds in Houston and Washington, particularly, is that going to last? Are they going to maintain that for sure? Because they did it awfully quick. I mean, it's not even enough time to build up some secondary players and have a big group of young talent guys up and coming. I mean, you can do it. We've seen it, but it's not the norm. It's just not the norm. So at this point in time, I'm like, even we brought up J2K was asking about the Flus hire, and I'm like, does anybody know the truth? Was that all polls, or was he handed a list of guys to pick from?
I refuse to believe it was his pick.
Okay.
I thought
because if I got to make a choice, I'm just going to make the best choice that I can make for my team. Like somebody even mentioned, okay, so maybe it wasn't the plan, but Poles was part of the rebuild. Because the defense was crap until he took over. If everybody remembers the first 5 weeks of the season, of his first season. So the defense got better in that first season, and we've had a little growth each year. Nothing like we wanted or we thought we would get. But we have had growth, even taking the step back here last year with the record. Because, boy, in the blink of an eye or the snap of a finger, you sure could have added 4 or 5 wins to that team last year. I don't know who could disagree with that, but just saying, man. Just saying.
What's up, Robbie?
I don't know if we want to get on to anything else. So
well, I would say this.
I thought that was interesting.
I would say this. I think when it comes to looking at us and how we did our rebuild as opposed to how Washington and Houston did theirs, Poles made the mistake in not addressing the trenches. He decided to draft Dexter. Well, even before that, the first draft he had, he didn't even address coming into the building. He let James Daniels walk out the door. That was a mistake. Then
I agree.
Then he chose to not draft a offensive lineman until the 5th round, I believe, with Braxton Jones, Jatari Carter, the Zach Tom, all those guys he got in the later rounds, and how he went about fixing the O-line that year. He brought in Lucas Patrick, who was a backup in Green Bay, and came here and didn't really do anything. Then the next following year, he decided to address the defense, got rid of Mack, got rid of Roquan, got rid of Quinn, and he brings in Dexter. Dexter played a 2-gap system in college. Now you want him to play a 1-gap system that he has never played before, so he has to learn that on the go, because that's something that Eberflus likes, is a long 3 technique. Being 6'6", he's the long 3 technique that he's seeking. But in the same token, in the 3rd round, he then drafts
Jones.
No, 3rd round, the other defensive tackle,
Pickens.
Pickens played 3 technique in college. So then you move him to 1 technique in this system. I'm like, why are you moving Pickens to the 1 technique when he played 3 technique in college?
Isn't that Flus doing that more than Poles? Poles knows all about this and had it set up for first.
But I guess what I'm saying in so many words is, if he's bringing in these players, knowing that we need a 3 technique, we need a 1 technique, why are you bringing in 2, 3 techniques and then having to make one of them a 1 technique? Why not get another one technique instead of trying to make a 3 technique into a 1 technique?
Because of Matt Eberflus.
That's why you go pick him up.
Well, we're hoping he's going to do the same thing for Ben Johnson, right? Get him the players he wants.
And Allen.
If he did that with Eberflus, that would suggest Eberflus was the moron.
If I'm a GM and I'm talking to my head coach, and my head coach is telling me, hey, I need a 1 technique and I need a 3 technique, I'm not going to go getting 2, 3 techniques and say, well, move one of them to 1 technique. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find him one technique. That's what I would do.
I got you. And Plank, I want to hear what you say. Think about this, because I'm gonna go back to James Daniels. So do you guys, first off, James Daniels might not have been the exact same scheme fit they wanted. Second off, if you go back to the prior season, he was not playing good. He was not. Go back and look at the games. I don't know if you guys remember. I do, because I'm like,
I
what's
do because he
wrong
was
with
coming
him?
off of injury.
It was like another Eddie Goldman thing where we got guys here that should be talented and want to play, and they don't want to play for the Bears even, it seemed like. I've said that. So, I mean, what do you do with that guy? And then somebody I just saw mentioned Roquan. Well, I'm like, a couple things that Roquan did, I would have just been done with them, because you don't do that to your teammates and your coach and your GM. Some of the way that he reacted and acted to some of the stuff. I don't know if you guys remember it. I do. Remember that whole thing with Roquan where he was holding in and stuff, and then he's saying this stuff? I don't know. I'm just saying that's me. But there's an answer to everything on both sides of the coin, is what my point is with this. You can look at everything. It's like, okay, take the blinders off. You got to make sure that you look at all of it. And there's so much we don't know behind the scenes. There's so much we don't know. I mean, it just, you know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of this stuff, I can't even judge Pickens, because the guy played in 18 games in the last 2 years? So I don't even know what we have with him. Is it worth finding out what we have with him? Why do these things like with Velus Jones, man? My theory is like, okay, this guy's not going to cut it, but let's keep him another year. Did Flus really want to? Did Poles really want to fire Flus prior to last season, and they wouldn't let him because of money? I mean, what's the truth? That has a lot to do. Finding out the actual truth and what's going on has a lot to do on how I would grade or look at all of this, because I don't know the truth. Sorry, I don't know if you want to. What's your thought on that, Plankster? Because I want to get back to Peach. I want him to keep going.
Well, I agree with you. We only know what's put out, what the media puts out, the narrative that they push. And even going to where it was Poles wanted to fire Flus at the end of last year, and then it was also out there that Warren didn't want him to. I think he wanted to keep Flus, but was it for the right reason, or so Harbaugh wouldn't come in to be our coach? So you don't really know what's behind the scenes, what's going. You hear that Warren and Harbaugh didn't get along. So was Flus then the roadblock for Harbaugh? You don't know what's true. And you're absolutely right. If we knew the actual answers to these things, we would have be able to place blame better, I guess, if that's how you want to look at it.
Yeah, thank you. Pete, you see what Hair Bear says? Hair
Yeah,
Bear goes,
I was agreeing with
wow,
Foster.
now I'm agreeing with Foster. What the fuck is, now I'm agreeing with Foster. The fuck is going on here, actually?
Good point.
There's just too many ways to look at everything, man, and it's such a freaking mess. I mean,
But-
just getting polls when we started this whole thing. Why the hell didn't we go just hire a real general manager who knows football and let him do what they do? I mean, a president.
I mean, again, if you look at it, now we're just speculating on what was really the story. We can only go with what actually happened. Fact is, they kept Eberflus for whatever reason. They kept him, and then he was fired into halfway through the season. So it is what it is. I mean, whether or not Poles wanted to fire him, who cares? Bottom line is, that's who he hired. And if he had to choose between three or had the whole list, whatever he agreed to coming here to be the GM under those terms, whatever the case may be, he's a GM. The buck stopped with him. But for me, I mean, it is more than just a draft. I mean, again, you're drafting players what your team needs and fit your team. You don't draft 2-3 techniques. Yeah, you brought in Billings, but you're not drafting 2-3 techniques in essentially the second round, because Dexter was the 42nd pick, 39th pick, something like that, and then Pickens was the 64th pick. Why are you picking two players of the same position? That to me doesn't make sense. Again, with the whole, I get James Daniels threw Matt Nagy underneath the bus underneath his last presser. I agree with that. He did. He should have. Matt Nagy was horrible with his design of run plays. He had guys reaching to block a guy who was 2 spaces over from him, and that's insane blocking technique. You don't do nothing like that, but he was all into that trickery and trying to do these magical type run plays that didn't make sense. You don't run an offense like that. So I don't fault James Daniels for throwing him underneath the bus. And Poles coming in, he should have evaluated his players first. He should have said, look, I understand you probably had some problems with our previous head coach. He's gone now. What do you want to do with us? I mean, can you work with us? If you can't, okay, I'll let you go. But you let the guy go? I mean, come on. For what he signed in Pittsburgh? What, $7 million, $8 million a year, something like that? And then the following year, Poles then decided to go and get Nate Davis for $10 million a year, who wasn't as good as James Daniels. That was a miss, ladies and gentlemen. That was a miss. As far as
Wait, time out, Peach, because I want your thought on this too. We're going to stop with Nate Davis. At the time when he grabbed Nate Davis, the season before that was Nate Davis's best season. It looked like the guy was finally coming into his own. We were talking about that. And a lot of people were happy that he double dipped at defensive tackle because of what the line was previous year. I'm not trying to even disagree with you. I'm just spitting out the facts that we do know.
I agree with you on the fact that we needed 2 defensive tackles. We did not need 2-3 techniques. That's the argument I'm saying. We did not need 2-3 techniques. Then furthermore, as far as Nate Davis goes, Nate Davis, we had a coach on our staff, our assistant offensive line coach came from Tennessee the same year that Nate Davis came from it. He could have told Poles, hey, this guy does not like to practice. He would know. He was right there with Nate Davis. This guy does not like to practice. Guess who else was a free agent that summer? It was that guy, the left guard from Philadelphia, Samajo or something like that. I forgot I think he went to Pittsburgh or somewhere. Again, why not go after him as opposed to going after Nate Davis?
Boy, Warren's going to be a great offensive coordinator for us.
Who?
We went through that last year too. I'm saying this is another one of his moves. And everybody sat here and thought that was going to be a good move for us. Everybody. Go back and look at our shows.
Agreeing. I admit I like Waldron until I heard how he does not command the room.
Right.
I didn't know that. Me being a fan, I wouldn't know that. Poles would know that. Poles would know that in an interview. Poles would know that by talking to the other GM, the other coaches. He would know those things. We wouldn't know those things. So the things that Waldron failed on, so it's something he should have known.
You would think he'd know that.
He would know that by talking to, hey, I'm thinking about, hiring Waldron. What was your take? How was your interaction with him? How did he relate to the team?
Oh, he's absolutely fine, man. You'll love him in the clubhouse.
What did the player from
I don't know
Seattle,
what I told him.
the wide receiver that played with Justin at Ohio State when I think CHGO interviewed him?
Najigma Smith.
What did he say when he asked him about Waldron? Are we live? Because he had something negative to say about the guy.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, are you not picking up on those things? You as a GM, before you make this hire, those are the things you ought to be looking at. If you're not looking at that, what are you doing? We as fans, we only limited on what we know. We don't have the inside. We don't have the interviews. We don't know none of that. He does. So we can't hold him to the same standard we hold ourselves to because we don't have that. So he has a lot more information. So he should make a lot better informed decision that he doesn't do or hasn't done in certain circumstances. Now, he has done a great job in taking care of the secondary. I'll give him that. No problems with that. But certain areas he has failed on. Offensive line, defensive line. Again, what are you doing, sir? To answer your question, why Houston as well as Washington has done well, they address those positions. They address the trenches. We haven't. That's why we have never gotten over that hump.
Somebody's fired up tonight.
Well, I had a lot to say.
I
over the
got him
last few
going.
weeks.
I got him going, Shorty. I was being a real jerk. I love you, PJ.
I know you do, man.
He doesn't love you back,
what's
but he
running
knows
through
you
your
love
head
him.
over there, Plankster. I see something.
What's that?
Smoke. What's going through your head as we're discussing this crap?
Oh, he makes some very good points. I know that when Najigba said that, I chalked it, and look, I didn't want to hear it about Waldron, and I just chalked it up as, the dude's a rookie. What's he know? Well, he knew. He knew. Obviously, he knew. We heard so much good stuff about him. All that Waldron, all this. And then after we hired him, everybody's like, yeah, way to go. The guy's a joke, this and that. Then you start hearing a bunch of crap and didn't want to buy into it. And as it turns out, the crap was right. He's just wasn't a good coach.
He wasn't the dude.
No,
I think what he did with Geno Smith, Waldron, what he did was great. But
did he do that though? That's what we got to ask now, because he was a veteran. You know what I mean? He knew how to conduct himself. He'd been in a lot of different teams, different offenses, different this. He knew how to be a pro. So now it goes from Waldron getting credit to like, hey, that must have been Geno.
I could see that being correct, and because of the way now that we find out Waldron really is, if he's sitting there talking to him on the side alone at practice is saying, okay, dude, when this comes up, you got to do it. So, I mean, I could see exactly what you're saying. Geno ain't no kid. He's been around the block a little bit. He knows what this league's about and what it takes. All the stuff I hit when he was coming out, he was supposed to be more than he ever was for all these years. And then to turn around and have this, it could be a combination of both, because I can't even say that Waldron's terrible. It's just he's not the type of guy it appears that he's not the type of guy that should be your offensive coordinator of a team when you've got to keep these guys in line and keep them heated and ready for the moment. But on the side going, hey, man, that's okay. You made that mistake. This is what we need to do when this arises in game situation. Because all coaches are different, man. You've got to have all of them, too. You've got to have that guy, the rah-rah guy. You got to have the fired-up guy. That's what I love about what they're putting together, the drastic mix of coaches that we've been able to amass here in the last month or so, getting these all guys together and signed. Because you got to have them all. And, PJ, you know this, Coach. You know this. You're out there. You know it. I'm just saying. You see it. Everybody sees it.
Well, I think the most important aspect of coaching, and this is more so the Waldron than Poles, you got to be able to command the room. If you can't command the room, the players won't follow you.
Absolutely.
And I think he dropped the ball on that. And I think, again, how Poles went about building the team. That's why I say the trenches. I mean, I know somebody said earlier that it's only a few years in, but that's why we haven't had the success, because we don't have that trenches solidified. You can have a mediocre running back behind a good line and he will perform well. But a great running back behind a horrible O-line, he's going to perform average at best. So therefore, you need to build up the line. I mean, hopefully he does it this year. I mean, hopefully Ben Johnson, that's what I'm really hoping for out of Ben Johnson more than anything. He gets in Pole's ear and say, hey, man, for these in the free agency and the draft, let's attack these trenches. We don't need another wide receiver drafted high. I'm not saying not take one. You can take one in the 6th round, 5th round, whatever, if we got one of those packs down there. But those first 3 rounds, attack the trenches. Those trenches need to be addressed, because my goodness, we need help.
That kind of goes along to what I was saying about Eberflus, right? Because defensive guy wants defensive players. They went primarily defensive heavy for the most part for Eberflus. Now we get an offensive-minded guy. We get a good offensive coordinator. A good offensive line coach. that can identify talent that we need with Ben, knowing that I need this on my offensive line. And Ryan Poles can now, I'm just hoping, can focus on what is going to make the difference for this team moving forward offensively. And this is the time to do it, right? It is. If not, we're going to fail. We're all going to be sitting with our dicks in our hand a year from now and go, this is a fucking joke again. What is up, Chicago sports? Thank you for your $1.99 super chat. Great show, Dan, PJ Foster, and Denny. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Denny's. Now I want some food, man. I'm going to get some breakfast.
Yeah, we're out of here. We're going to Denny's.
Going to Denny's.
I mean, but did Eberflus just attack the defense, or did he also attack the offense? Because wasn't he here for 3 drafts? Out of the 3 drafts, who was the first? We didn't have none this first year here, right? No first round draft pick.
No first round.
So we went safety and cornerback in the second.
Gordon Brisker in the second.
Okay.
Jones in the third. When we
okay.
That was a.
But so the next draft, we have a first round draft pick. He goes with an offensive tackle.
Yes.
First round. Second round, what did he go with? Did we have a second rounder?
Defense. You just said it. Defensive.
Oh, Dexter. Yeah, Dexter.
Dexter Pickens.
Dexter and Pickens was in third. So Dexter and Tariq. Okay, then the last year, he went quarterback, wide receiver, and then with the offensive tackle.
Yep.
So was it really defensive heavy that he went with? I thought it was pretty balanced what Eberflus did.
Not last year. It really. No, I couldn't even say it was defensive heavy because if you even go back to the first round, he drafted 2 tackles and a guard. The first draft, later 6th, 7th round or 5th, 6th.
No, I'm just talking about. Well, normally
you're talking about the top three rounds, maybe 4.
Yeah, like the top 3 rounds or so. That's what you're looking at, And I think it was pretty balanced.
Yeah, I can't say it was defensively heavy. I mean, maybe if you look at the entire drafts and the UDFAs. But even that, I don't think it's defensively heavy. We'd have to look at all that, man. That's something you got to look at. 4 stars.
I don't know. I just think that, I get Poles try to cater to what his coaches, prefer. But again, he failed in the trenches. I mean, to say, and when I say failed, I'm talking about, again, those first 3 rounds, because when you get in the 5th round on and you're getting those guys down there, that the likelihood of them making the team is rare. So the fact that Braxton Jones still is on the team is remarkable. The fact that Ja'Tari Carter was here for 2 years and being a 7th round pick was remarkable. The fact that, we did cut Zach Tom. We had Doug Kramer. These late round picks.
Zach Thomas was snagged off the practice squad, dude. We didn't even.
In order to get to the practice squad, we had to cut it.
No, he was taken. I thought he was taken. He was taken by the Chargers or somebody from the practice squad.
In order to get to the practice squad, we have to first cut him.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So
every team does that, and 90% of them get 90% of their guys back.
Agreed.
I always brought that up that we were poached 5 times in 2 years, and we don't know what those guys were, and we still don't know. And we probably won't know for another year or 2 what those guys were. I'm just there's so many angles you can go at. I don't know if you guys want to get into any of the guys at the combine, because there's a lot of guys people know nothing about out there that I think can help this Bears team that'll be at the combine.
I'm really curious to know what Plankster idea is for fixing this team right now moving forward.
Me too. You're on. You got the mic.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm glad I'm not the one that has to make those decisions. Honestly, I think I'm like everybody else. I want to go O-line heavy, D-line heavy this year, and it's going to matter what we do in free agency. And now that Trey Smith's not a possibility, we're looking at possibly a Band-Aid, a free agent, and still got to nail the draft. So I think regardless of what we do in free agency, I want to go O-line, D-line heavy.
As free agency as well as the draft?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Because whatever we're picking up in free agency looks to be as as a Band-Aid.
So, who are your 2 top free agents that you would want the Bears to go after?
Man, I mean, you've got? Are we talking just guard, or are we talking at all? I mean,
No.
like, are we talking Dahlman? What's the guy from Indy? I've got that.
Who do you want, Plankster? Who do you want?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Give me two guys that you want him to pick up in free agency. How's that, Pete?
I don't know that I think I'm like the dude in Indy, and
Brian Kelly?
I can't.
Isn't it?
The center?
No, it could be. I've got his name, doggone it. Now I can't find it.
The center might even retire. I wouldn't
Nelson,
mind.
was that Quentin? That's not Quentin Nelson, is it?
No.
He's the guard there, and I don't think he's a free agent.
Yeah, I've said Zeitler before too.
Zeitler.
Yeah, Zettler. Yeah, he's got familiarity, but again, I don't know. And Dahlman, he's a center, so. And now I'm hearing things that he's really not going to be an answer to anything, that he's not very good. But I hear that Dahlman is real good. Then you hear he's not very good. So I think
I'll look if there's some numbers and grading involved with the. I know more about Zeitler because we play him twice a year and you see him a little more. And there's more history on him because that's one of the other reasons I want him in here. He's one of the best at his position, and he's seen more than anybody else because he is old. But he can also be there to teach the young guys that we're bringing in. That was one of the things I was kind of on the way with Trey Smith, which I knew we were never going to get him, just because once they raised the salary cap to $20 million, I'm like, all they had to do was restructure somebody's contract, Mahomes's, and he's in. They're not going to get rid of him. Or they did the right thing, actually. They franchise tagged him because it was a little less money than everybody was talking about. So I just kind of figured that would happen. I was always in on Zeitler, and I know Adam Mason said quit the Will Fries talk, but there's a couple other guys we can sign that have played, not these guys that played 6 games with the Packers one year. They've played games, They're not the greatest, but they've got experience, and we've got to have somebody on. Peach, what is it? How long have we been talking about every damn week we bring up the interior offensive line? Since we've done this show. Since we've done this show. That's all we talk about is one of our points every week. What are we going to fix the interior offensive line? We've been talking about the damn thing for 3 years.
Yeah.
We know it's been going on longer than that. So I got you. I mean, I'm in on the Zeitler. I didn't mean to stop you, but if those 2 guys, because there's a little list, and there's 3 or 4 guys we can pull. And I asked you 2 guys. My 2 guys, like if I had to sign somebody right now, I don't know if I'm right. I would bring in Zeitler. And I would bring in Tutu Atwell and run him in the slot and still draft a wide receiver late in this draft because I got a feeling that Scott's not our answer.
Not
really.
I could be wrong. But we could still bring these guys in and find out because competition always makes the guy better. It usually makes
anybody better. And if it doesn't, then he needed to go anyway.
I will tell you guys this much. Now, contrary to what I've said last year during the draft, Shorty will like this. I'm not opposed to trading a future draft pick because I don't want to give up one this year necessarily, but maybe a future 3rd for maybe McCoy, the center in New Orleans, if they having cap problems.
Oh, New Orleans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you, P. I'm with that, but what New Orleans does every time, and this is why I like Dennis Allen, is they just start subtracting defensive players because if they don't have an offense, they're not going anywhere. If you go back and you look at what New Orleans does, you remember, I don't know if you guys remember 2 years ago, man, they tore that defense apart. They lost all their good players. And they still had a decent defense under Allen that first season he was there running the defense. That's why another reason I like this guy. Because he lost 3 of his big name stars and they weren't the greatest, but you knew you were going to have somebody on you, man. Because they were on a couple games like a Sunday night game and a Monday night game. And you know how we all watch those because the Bears ain't on. And it's still some kind of football. We got to watch it, right? Because we're football.
That's right.
Yeah.
I just created a poll, and I want you guys to interject on this.
Ryan Poles creation.
Is Bill Murray an option at guard based on what we watched him do last year? I mean, Peach, you, J2K, and Samo and I did an all-22 breakdown of that game where he was the starter. He came in for Tevin Jenkins that game. Then he was the starter of the next game. And we were not looking at Bill Murray. Bill Murray caught our attention. And then
Absolutely.
it became that we sat there the entire time looking at every one of his plays and breaking them down. And we saw him. I was trying to find the video that we did to pull it up, and I can't find it. But that where we talked about he, like, at one point playing left guard for Tevin Jenkins, put his own guy on the ground. He saw that Braxton Jones was having trouble, went over there, fucking took his guy out, put his guy on his ass, and then went over and helped out, I think, the center and put that guy on his ass. He was looking for work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was heading to a linebacker after all that crap.
Then he got injured. I think that he is a serious candidate that we all forget about on this team that was looking for work and doing a good job when he played. We all forget about him because of the injury, though, and now we're looking at, what should we do with offensive line? Well, is he an option? I think he is.
I'll let Plank go first. Then I can come back. You can come back down to me. Go ahead, Plank.
For what? I must have missed.
Bill Murray.
Here, I'll sum it up because
Bill
So
Murray.
I read what Adam's got here, and maybe he is developmental, but that was a Carolina game that I don't know. I like him. I would be willing to let him develop, I guess, a developmental long term, as Adam's saying here. But I mean, I would like to see him develop. I like the dude. I like his tenacity. He was a dog. He went, like you're saying, this job's done. Let's go find work. That's what you need.
Right.
I'm going to jump in before you answer, Peach, because I want to throw this out there. Too small of a sample size, but boy, he did look good in those games against mediocre defenses. I got to be honest. Be honest. He did, but he's got the right mentality. Just you can see he's got the right mentality.
By the way, the poll ended at 55% no. Go ahead, Foster.
He is developmental, but we saw those little glimpses, and that's what you look for in a player that you want to keep. It's those little sparks. It's if you can develop those sparks properly and turn the guy into what you think you see, or what he should be, or what he's capable of being. So he's somebody that you got to keep the guy around because we saw it. You were talking about it. I know the play, Shorty. He literally hit a guy, went over, pushed Braxton guy off of him, bumped the center's guy, and then was going to a linebacker or the free safety. I don't remember who, because I'm like, man, he's going for 4. He was going to touch 4 guys on one play. I'm not even going to say he affected everything he did, but he did.
But it got to be in that one game. He was literally every play.
Absolutely. He was probably the best guy on the line that game for sure. But it was against a beat up line, because that was that Panthers or Jaguars. Either way, I know the Panthers had 2 guys injured in that game, because I was like, we should have just creamed them.
I think. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I just think that I agree with most of the sentiment that he is developmental. Only reason why I would want him consider him in the starting lineup if we had veterans around him. But in my dream scenario for the draft, I'm looking for a left tackle in the first round. So therefore, if he's my starter, I don't want Murray next to him, because those 2 young guys I don't want side by side. So I would prefer him to be my 4th offensive guard, because I'm looking at getting either re-signing Jenkins or picking up 2 offensive guards in the free agency, and then drafting one in the second round. So I'm going to have 3 quality starters right there that can start, and let them battle it out during training camp on who's going to start. But I want quality that way. And therefore, with that scenario, that's what I'm saying. My first rounder, I'm going with a left tackle as a rookie.
So
And I
Josh
know-
Simmons.
Josh Simmons, Banks, whoever. I want a left tackle because one, Braxton Jones is going to be on his last year. He's coming off an injury. And if we're going to a power blocking scheme, Braxton Jones is not a power blocker. He's too light in the legs. So he's not a power blocker. So therefore, I would much rather go with give me a rookie who's more power than my two offensive tackles would be first rounders. And we can have our bookends for the future.
So wait, so should we go and get oh man, I totally lost my joke. I had it all timed up. It was perfect.
Damn, Mr.
Who's
Short.
the guy-
How could you do that?
Who's the
I'm just
seventh?
letting everybody know in the chat too, real quick, that I'm starring all the questions. I'm going through. I've got like 6 or 7 questions here. Just a heads up for you guys.
Oh, by the way, we also want to let you guys know that if you would like an authenticated BCP logo put on your credit cards, we're going to put the link in the description to send all your credit cards to Foster, and he's going to do an imprint of the BCP logo on your credit cards just for you guys, and you're going to mail them back, right? Right, Foster?
Yeah,
He's gonna mail 'em
absolutely. They
back.
just got to make sure that there's a few bucks in there. I might need a few bucks to process.
Wanted to put that out there for anyone that wants a BCP logo on their credit card.
Yeah,
How about you send me your credit card, Foster? I'll look at it, see if I like it, and then I'll decide from there if I want to send mine to you.
no problem,
No,
man.
that's
I
a
got
good
3
idea.
of them done. I'll send you all 3 of them. I will. You can't use them because they're no good. I ran up the credit limit, but I'll send them to you.
To answer
Oh, God.
this question in the chat about Tevin, I'm of the belief, because I am a fan of Tevin, and I would try him at right guard. And again, have those 2 vets and second round rookie, all 3 of them competing for those 2 starting spots. In a dream, in a perfect world, the 2 veterans went out. We have the rookie as a backup, learning just in case Tevin gets injured again. He's ready to step in.
I don't know. I wasn't listening to you because I was responding
Oh, you're
to
fine.
Grizz, but I wanted to point out that if you're sitting there at 10 and you want to draft an offensive tackle, a left tackle, you better not be picking them at 10. That's where if you're gonna go offensive line, you're not gonna the best tackles go in the top 5, dude. They don't go in the 10. You might as well just hope for a tackle. Oh, Jared Leno, Jay Leno, what's his name?
Jay or Jared.
Charles Leno.
Charles Leno Jr.
Charles Leno. Charles.
PJ wants to bring back Charles Leno, guys.
Why?
Speed bump, Charlie.
Braxton's better than
I
Charles
do.
Leno.
Well, he's an ex-Bear. I would assume you do.
Absolutely not.
That's the homer in you.
Just ignore the man.
No, I don't want him.
Okay, let me ask you the question, PJ. Who's a better left tackle, Charles Leno or Braxton Jones?
Ooh,
Now you might actually want Charles Leno back, huh?
Charles Leno's out the league, bro. But
Well, exactly. Bring him back.
no. I think Leno has certain. See, I had a problem with Nagy's blocking scheme, and I think that's what hurt Leno. It was Nagy's blocking scheme. It was just.
Well, could it be what's his name's blocking scheme from the previous regime that hurt Braxton Jones? Can Ben Johnson and his staff bring out the better of?
Now, let me say this. Let me say this
know what
about Braxton.
Braxton Jones
Because my point is, I'm shitting on you for wanting to tackle at 10.
Blank.
We're not
Well,
going
I'll say
to
this.
up for a tackle.
Reason why I got a problem with Braxton I think it's a pretty decent run blocker. The problem I have with him is he gets destroyed on pass protection,
He's got
that's not
Walker's legs. An ass.
well. Like I said, so therefore that's not a blocking scheme. It's you just light, bro. You light on your lower half, and I don't know if you can fix that. I don't know if you can get 30 pounds added to your lower half of your body. You just can't do it. So therefore, that's the problem I have with him. I mean, as far as run blocking wise, I think he's okay. It's just his pass blocking sucks. So give me a better pass blocker. I'll take a first round left tackle, and that left tackle can battle out with Amagaji for our starting tackle position. Braxton can be the backup to Darnell Wright on the right side for the last year of his contract with us.
Fair enough. Anything to add to that, Plankster?
No, I do like what D. Stern said, though. If Simo was the problem, its troubles are over. We all wanted him gone. We all did.
I think the problem with Simo was he was trying to cater his blocking schemes to what Waldron wanted, to what Getsy wanted. Because if you remember, when he first got here, we were among the leaders in rushing. When Simo first got here, we was leading the league. We was the league leaders, among the league leaders in rushing. It wasn't until he started listening to how Getsy wanted this scheme blocked, and then how Waldron wanted the players. I mean, so he's changing up his system, and he's going to a system he's not really familiar with or really know. So therefore, the system wasn't all that good then, because he's trying to do something that he's not familiar with. And I think that's where the disconnect comes in.
That makes sense, because you're right. We did have a decent running game until then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, when he was first here, yes.
Speaking
to answer Adam Mason said, "Do I hate Dahlman?" Dahlman, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know much about him, but I will say this much: I thought he was rated lower than what Shelton Coleman was rated, or Coleman Shelton, whatever his name is. No disrespect, but I don't know. I think it's Coleman Shelton. I think he's rated higher than what Dahlman was, and so to me, Dahlman, if we're going to that power run scheme, because I think that's what Detroit runs, is a power run game, not a zone run game. So we're going power. Dahlman, if I'm not mistaken, is light in the loafers. So if he's light, we don't need him as the center, because he's not going to be able to anchor, and he's not going to be able to run power like another person would.
This is what I keep. I know I'm going to get shit on for this, and maybe deservedly so, but I think that Tevin Jenkins has been mistreated as far as his position in the NFL. He's not quite a right tackle like he dominated in college, because his arm's a little bit too short, and he had the injury.
Darnell Wright.
Pardon me?
His arm length is the same size as Darnell Wright.
But then they Nagy tried to put him out of position, and then Eberflus, and
Nagy
they tried to
put him at left tackle.
Yeah, right. So, but then he had that brief moment at right guard next to Darnell Wright, and that when we did run some of that power scheme, even though we were running a zone, we did have some of that power in there, and they could have both just lined up and looked at the left tackle on the edge and just been like, "We're going power right, fucking stop it," and they couldn't. We dominated that he dominated that as a blocker, as a right guard in the running game. So to me, it makes perfect sense to give him a contract that you can load with incentives based on injuries. And if he can stay healthy, why wouldn't he want to stay here where he was drafted? Why wouldn't he want to build in an offense that he knows Ben Johnson's going to help to build around that offensive line and the scheme that they're going to run? Why wouldn't that benefit him to play right guard again? Why wouldn't Ben Johnson be able to see that if he looked at all the tape of every player that's been on the team that's still here and looked at Tevin Jenkins? If he's the guy that we think he is, he's going to go, fuck, this guy can play right guard next to – I can see where we can make this work. Let's give him a contract. Let's try to build it with incentives based on injuries alone.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and so
I'm with you on that.
That would be a solution for me at guard. And then obviously the other one is I think that Bill Murray deserves a look. He needs to at least stick around and become a backup that can prove himself no matter what they do. And there's two options right there that are semi.
Fourth guard. Because you heard what Ben Johnson said. Ben Johnson said it himself. He's looking at 8, 9, 10 offensive linemen. So if you got that many, you talking about 10 offensive linemen, you're going to need 4 offensive guards. Bill Murray can beat our fourth offensive guard in my scenario because again, 2 veterans, and then you bring in that rookie, then you have Bill Murray. Man, we good. What do you think, Plank?
I agree with you. I want to get to where we can develop players, and that's part of it is having that amount, right, and being able to develop players. That's really where I want to get, and it goes back to free agency for the veterans. You got to have that veteran presence too if you want to be able to develop players.
Yes.
I get tired of watching other teams being able to develop other players and not us. It gets old real quick.
And this goes right to like your whole, homerism, Peach. Like you want to bring back old bears. You recognize the talent that we let go, and I respect that from you. I give you a shit about James Daniels, but we shouldn't have let him go. I don't think we should have. Why should we? And who said that? Ked said he thinks that he's going to command a big free agent contract. Like off of what? Someone's going to overpay him for what? Injuries? Like why wouldn't we be the ones to build the contract that he can earn that money? Because what's going to happen? He'll leave, he'll get a big contract, get injured, right? And then won't fulfill that contract, get cut.
He won't get a big contract. That's the thing. If
Right.
anything, he'll get a prove-it deal somewhere.
Well,
Right. Why not do it here?
I got to interject here on Tevin because now, do you guys know who the free agent guards are now that Trey Smith is out of the picture? Do you know what your choice for free agent guards to replace these guys are? Tevin's probably second on the list in the NFL. Why would you let him go to another team like you did James Daniels? The deal is this, though. You got to sign him on a 7-8 mil contract like you were talking about, Shorty Dan. He can't – if it's going to be 12, 14, 15 million, then you have to let him go to another team because you're not sure. But if we do that, you know what'll really happen is he'll go to another team and he'll play every game for the next 2 damn years and then have a small injury in the middle of his 3rd year. I'm just –
we talked about this. We talked about this.
The list of free agents that you've got to pick from is not a big one. There's 3 guys, maybe 4 guys on that list that you want to even entertain as far as guards.
I agree.
And I'm with J2K. I don't even think that Dahlman's going to – they're not going to let him go in Atlanta. He's the core of their offense. Maybe he's not number 1, but he's ranked way higher.
The young quarterback.
He's ranked way higher than Shelton. He's the highest ranked center for free agency. If you go by numbers, I think Dahlman's at like 80. The next closest guy is like 50.
They're in the same situation
at 40. As far as the grades go,
they're in the same situation as us. They have a young quarterback, right? Drafted in the same draft.
Less experienced than Caleb.
They're going to want that center to develop with that quarterback. Why would they let him go? That'd be stupid of Atlanta because they're on a rookie quarterback contract. So they're not. Who else are they paying that they can't afford to keep Dahlman around? It would be silly for them to let him go. So for me, that's not even in my mind as far as Dahlman as a center for us. And it goes back to like what we were just talking about. It's like what's left over. Tevin Jenkins, to me, is a guy that will not command a huge contract. He doesn't. No. He deserves it based on a few things, but not the overall picture.
Somebody could pay him big, dude.
For what, though?
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I think what you have to consider is
they're dumb enough to do it.
There's limited offensive guards in free agency, right? I mean, we're going to be, especially with Trey Smith being taken off the board. So you re-sign Tevin, sign him to a 1 or 2 year contract. And again, if it's 1 year, fine. But if he gets injured again, we can then draft another offensive guard next offseason. But the problem is we need 3 offensive guards.
Yeah, you got to
We
draft.
need 3 offensive guards.
It don't matter who you sign. You still got to draft 2 guards this year, in my mind. You got it, or you got to get a center and a guard, and the guard position is probably going to be better. You're probably going to end up taking a tackle who you're going to make a guard. If you look at the draft and look at the combine, look at the way you laid out, Pete. If I can't remember the guy's name, man. There's one tackle that I would Will Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to beat her at 10.
Right.
I don't see it. So why would you force yourself to take an offensive player at 10 if Will Campbell's not going to be there? Because the next group of guys on tackle, you can trade back and still get the guy because you're going to have all these defensive tackles going and throwing a couple quarterbacks. There might be a
who
third
says I'm opposed to it?
even talking about as far as quarterbacks.
I never said I'm opposed to trading down. I'm not opposed to trading down to get my tackle.
No,
I'm
I didn't
cool
mean
with
it
that.
like that. I just meant at 10. Why you're going to reach for a guard or a tackle if you stay at 10 and you go get, because a lot of people are saying with 10 you got to pick an offensive guy. Actually 10 to 20, unless the right guy's there, 10 to 18. If you're in one of those spots, you're probably going to take a defensive guy because those are the guys that are going to be there that are going to be the picks that you want. It's those second 2 picks. That's right in the sweet spot where you can get a guy like Milam from West Virginia who go back and look at him at the Senior Bowl. Not only was he playing guard, he was snapping the ball on center drills, and people were talking about what he looked like at possibly playing the center position.
Well,
so, and again, sorry, I'm sorry, I'm going on, guys, but Poles likes those versatile guys, and I know Johnson does too. You want versatile players, man.
Herberg from Pittsburgh is a center who's going to be a free agent. I mean, I know he's coming off injury, but he's a option as well.
That's
Depending
why
on who
he's
else you get.
lower on the list, and he's down there. He is because of the injury. But the list isn't great. That's the problem. I mean, that's why I'm like, man, I really think we need to concentrate on getting Zeitler because we've got one of the most experienced guys in the NFL coming in here. He's familiar with Ben Johnson's systems, whatever it's going to be. They've worked together for 2 seasons, I believe. Zeitler's been their only one. I'll take it. That's a year more than anybody else on this line that's been with him. Anybody else. So, and then we got to go to the draft like we're talking about. Like we're going to get into the combine stuff. There's so many guys that have the potential to help this offensive line. So many guys. I'm trying to pull up some names because I just can't remember this stuff. And when you guys were doing stuff the other night, Plank, and I was sitting there, man, I had all these names rolling through my head. I think I was throwing them out there. And people are like, who's that? Who's that? Never heard of them. And I'm like, it's guys that fit the system. And I always look at guys late because everybody's got their list on the top 3 rounds. Everybody knows every guy and blah, blah, blah. It's when you get into the 6th, the 5th, late 5th, 6th, 7th, the UDFAs. I always look for the gems there because they're impossible to find. And that's if you kill it on one of those guys, it can make your whole draft.
I agree.
Oh, and I left earlier because I haven't had a fire in my house in a year, so I thought I'd knock a candle over. And after just finishing remodeling the upstairs, I thought I'd burn it down again just for the hell of it.
We saw the look on your face. We thought you were getting a BJ from Wisconsin lady. You're like this. Then you left.
Oh, how I wish. Never mind.
Oh, this poll I put out, should the Bears keep Tevin Jenkins, is getting interesting. 50-50 now.
I mean, again, I think
yes.
It depends on the right price. I mean, I'm not in favor of paying him anything over $15 million a year. I'm not saying that.
Oh, God, no. Wait, hold on. Incentive based?
Yeah, absolutely.
15 million based on incentives. He plays and I wanted to say this earlier. He was in the final year of his contract. We talked about this all season long. That is when the players play their best, their final year of their contract, and then they get that big contract, and then they slack off or they get injured. I was fully expecting, I think we all were,
Chicago
for Tevin to have
syndrome, I call it,
a big year this past year. So it didn't happen. I just don't see some big contract coming to him from the Bengals or from whatever team thinks that they need a left guard who's really a right guard. Unless they're willing to put him at right guard. And in that case, I would suggest that Ben Johnson pull the head out of the ass of the previous administration and make him a right guard, and incentive laden the contract up to $15 million based on playing time, certain things, and let's see if you can earn it. And then
I have a lot of respect for the offensive line coach coming from New Orleans and what he was able to do with that offensive line they had down there. So I expect him, if Tevin was to stay here, to get a lot more out of Tevin than what Semo was able to get the last few years based upon the system. And I think he would do well. And again, to your point, yeah, you have to be heavily incentive laden. I mean, man, you got to play a certain amount of games. We got to make the playoff. All these type things, man. You got to play a certain amount of snaps. All of that in order to get your money.
the poll ended at 60% said yes to Tevin Jenkins keeping him. So,
what do you think, Plank? Because it's about your options, man. How many options do we have to fix this offensive line? You're limited.
Yeah, I've resigned to the fact that I keep forgetting about Jenkins. I hate to say it. I've resigned to the fact that we're letting him go, but it does go back to what Foster said with Trey Smith being picked up. Is not now Jenkins the best? Yeah. I wish the dude could just stay healthy. He's a dog, man. He is a dog. If he could stay healthy.
I'm a right-handed person. If you try to make me do things left-handed, it throws me all out of whack. And I would say that would go as far, even though I jerk off my left hand.
Dude, it was terrible. I saw the video of him masturbating. It was terrible.
It was
terrible.
Oh, Pornhub?
Terrible.
I knew my wife was going to release that. Can't believe you actually jerked off to it, though, Foster. That's ridiculous.
So bad I had to pull myself.
You had to pull on yourself? You had to pull yourself? It was that bad?
No longer part of it.
This joke can go off the rails real quick.
Oh, this is going off the rails.
Thanks, going. I thought you guys were talking football. What the hell's the matter with these motherfuckers?
Really?
Sorry,
I had to.
He knows us
from that one. Oh, what is that? Now he's stuck the vibrator up his ass while he's doing it.
Can't make this up, bro. Can't make it up. Can't make it up, Plankster.
I was going to say no Diddy, but that's all Diddy.
Yeah, that's all Diddy, bro.
I'm glad that you knew what you were getting into tonight, Plank.
He did. He did, because if he knew and he didn't want to deal with it, oh, sorry, I got to go.
I'm not sure I can
my wife's foot or something. I don't know.
Sorry, guys. I'm not sure if I can talk about Foster jerking off to you.
JC1 just said you're about to get the plank.
The entire plank, or what's going on here?
As much as you can take.
The plank is coming through.
My condolences to married men that have to masturbate. Have to or want to, Adam? That's the question.
There's no Joe. Just a splinter.
No plank, just a splinter. Yeah,
splinter.
Not the entire
plank. When I masturbate. When I get done. What?
Tony Moy saying Foster going to get double D. What's up, Tony Moy?
I want to give Aunt Moz a shout out. I love that dude. Aunt Moz is always there too. He's in all chats everywhere. Aunt Moz, yes. A lot of the chat. I love the chat. I really do. Love the guys in the chat, the community of the chat. From there, that's why. I mean, I'm from the chat. That's why we're all here. You say it all the time, Shorty. Trax mentions it on CSP. I did want to Brian Hendren. He's not with Nomad anymore. He's on CSP as well. Brian Hendren.
Awesome.
Yeah, he does some with me. I'm on Wednesdays and Fridays on CSP.
Doesn't surprise me to hear you say that. That's all I'll say on that. But you are 100,000,000% correct about that, Plank. Like that's the reason you are here. It's the reason why we. I'm just it's an honor to have all you guys in chat hanging out with us, having a good time, laughing at our jokes, not going, oh, well, are we going to talk Bears again? Because I mean, what are we going to talk about? This is the off season. You're here to have fun. You're here to talk Bears and have fun, and to bring on you, Plank, after all these years of, you being an integral part of our chat and everyone's chat. Like all of you, like many of you are. STC, what's up, STC?
STC
is I mean, honestly, it's what makes this enjoyable. It really is. If we sat here just talking all this shit with two people here or one person here, would it be as fun? No.
It's why we have stuff like this, because STC says make them walk the plank, and I'm like, he doesn't want that because it's Mrs. Plank's job, or she Plank's job, right?
She plays Jeff.
When I at work, I'm on the phone and I got to say my name, I'll say Plank, like walk the. My wife hates it when I say that, but they know exactly what I'm talking about. Now they can spell it. It's not blank or lank. They got it.
I get it, because they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, Foster's, like the beer. Oh, okay. I mean, that's mine. That's my go-to. Foster's, like the beer, because everybody in the world knows it.
I never heard of Foster's beer. Where's that made out of?
You were in the service overseas and you've never heard of Foster's Lager.
I don't drink beer, bro.
See you later, PJ.
Yeah.
All right.
Jesus
Let's get that out of here.
Come on. It used to be commercials on for it all the time. What the heck? He's stuck out in rural Illinois. He needs to get out. PJ, you need to get out more, not just to Walmart.
Foster's beer?
Foster, this is funny that you're saying that, because this weekend we were watching Crocodile Dundee.
Ah, good day, eh?
And they were drinking Foster's beer back in Australia. And I was thinking, are they going to drink Foster's beer? And then you saw him. I'm like, Foster.
Well, he likes.
See, it's smoozing up to you, Foster. That's all Shorty's doing right now, just smoozing up to you. He did not watch no Crocodile Dundee. They stopped showing that rerun a long time ago. Stop playing.
Totally watched it.
They run all the reruns all the time, PJ. I keep watching them too. I love that dude.
I watched one and.
Oh, that's a nice little booger, and he holds this huge crocodile up by its
Wait a
tail.
minute. He said you watched 1 and 2. Well, if you watch 1 and 2, I guess you can come back.
All right, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right.
Pete cleared it all up, man. We're good to go now.
But I literally said out loud, fucking Foster.
That's where it comes from.
You totally earned it.
That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So what do you get? How do you get people to know your last name, Shorty? What do you say, like Shorty, like the height?
He tells them the whole story that he tells us every couple weeks.
Would you like me to tell you?
Shorty, like my pants, or in my pants. All right, I'm killing myself for that comment.
I don't need to explain myself again, do I? I just need to spell it phonetically for everyone that can't actually spell my last name or pronounce my last name correctly.
But there really is a Foster beer, though?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What?
I didn't know, bro.
All right. Do I got a picture for you?
I don't know.
Wow.
You are.
I don't drink alcohol. Sorry, don't know.
But there's plenty of commercials on TV as well.
A Foster? Who stars in a Foster commercial?
That's exactly what Speaker's got there. Foster's, Australian for beer.
Right there, baby.
I don't remember seeing
Wow.
that.
Foster's only worth $2.99 a can.
I never remember seeing that.
I thought I needed to get out more.
Hey. Only beer commercials I ever see was
Corona.
well, I see the Corona. I see the light beer. Light beer from Miller, I think it is.
They kind of stopped with the beer
Budweiser.
commercials, didn't they? Remember how the Super Bowl used to be all like Budweiser
Yeah.
and beer
Yeah.
gone, Doritos and shit. Well, that was all taken over by
Wait a
Elon Musk.
minute, Cage, you've never heard. No, you've never heard. From the land of sky blue waters,
Yeah, I heard that.
comes the very refreshing hams. There used to be beer
Okay.
commercials all over the place. The Foster's beer commercials, they had a million light beer.
So I don't remember the Fosters though.
The old light beer commercials were the best. Those were
Yeah.
some of the funniest commercials with
Right.
Bubba Smith and Dick Butkus and
Yeah.
John Madden. I mean, some of the greatest commercials ever
Now,
made.
mind you, I didn't pay a lot of attention to them because I remember Billy D. Williams did the Coke 45 commercial.
Yep.
But
Yep.
again,
That son of a bitch.
because
that
I
commercial-
didn't drink, I didn't really pay a lot of attention to them.
That commercial, guys, there was a liquor store and they never carded anybody. So we'd go in and we'd say, yeah, you don't have this, but order us 10 cases of Mickey's Big Mouth or whatever. So that commercial comes on and we're sitting around smoking a joint. And everybody's like, hey, let's go over to Rustin Liquors. I could say because they're long gone. And order 20 cases of Colt 45. So we drink Colt 45 for like a month. It's malt liquor, man. It can mess you up when you drink too much.
Oh yeah.
Now, when I was over in Korea,
Sorry.
Way back when.
J2K.
when I was
Foster
in,
invented beer on an island, and PJ is just finding out.
I'm just saying. Now, when I was in Korea, there was a beer they used to drink over there, the service us, called Mad Dog 2020.
Oh
That's,
God!
that's really a wine, not really a beer. It's more of a knockoff wine, cheap gut rot wine.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I remember hearing that Mad Dog 2020, but yeah, I never heard of Foster. Sorry.
I guess you just got to drink more. You got to stay more hydrated, man.
No, he says no.
No.
How do you stay hydrated if you don't drink?
I drink water.
Oh,
I drink lemonade.
Oh,
I
so
drink.
you
I drink.
You do drink.
Orange juice.
You just
Yeah,
don't.
I don't drink alcohol.
You shouldn't drink orange juice. That's terrible for you.
Well,
You must drink alcohol. Unless you drink one of those like little 1920s orange juice glasses of orange juice.
no,
Like a shot glass of orange juice.
no,
Not a McDonald's glass of orange juice.
no.
Oh, man. I hope you better be seeing your doctor.
Yeah,
Your diabetes checked on.
for drinking orange juice.
Yeah.
I don't drink orange juice every day.
Well, how many oranges does it take to make one glass of orange juice?
Mm-hmm.
25?
Mm-hmm.
How many oranges would you eat in one sitting? 25?
Mm-mm.
Hell
No.
no.
One.
Yeah. You better check yourself to wreck yourself, bro.
I better check myself to wreck myself.
Yeah. You better check yourself because you're going to wreck yourself.
It's check yourself before you wreck yourself, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're checking yourself to wreck yourself because you're drinking freaking orange juice like
I
a
don't
madman.
drink
over
orange
here.
juice every day.
You do.
I do not.
Good. How many times a month?
Mm.
But you better talk to your doctor about that.
Talk to my doctor about drinking orange juice.
Yeah, you better. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know what I'm saying? Plank's like, Jesus Christ, I can't believe I'm on this show right
How
now.
many cummies did you have tonight, there, bro?
Dude, I'm about to die in a plane crash tomorrow. I'm having a great time right now. For anyone that doesn't know, I'm flying back to Illinois after a terrible week, which only means I'm going to die in a plane crash tomorrow at 7, maybe 7:45. Hopefully it'll be on takeoff and not in midair.
This bro.
Aunt Miss 6 to 8 oranges to make a glass. How big? Like a glass like this? That's more like 25 oranges.
I've got that very same glass.
Yeah. Do you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Only bears around here. Man.
Tavares.
Only bears around here. Right now, we're enjoying a plank crash. Plank's like, what am I doing here? Why did I?
It's like, hey, don't get me negative. Don't talk me into that crash, man. That's Shorty.
How did I sign up for this shit? No, you
I
know
knew what
you.
I was getting into.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So Foster get off the air,
Mm-hmm.
and he's in the chat.
Yeah, Foster's. He's taking a shit and he's using his phone right now. That's what he's doing.
Literally, guys, you guys got to see this. Hold on. Foster's not here, but he's in the chat. This dude. He's in the bathroom taking a loaf.
Pure comedic relief from Foster. I tell you. And you know what else is the best part about that, Peach? He always leaves like right around when we want to end the show because I have to get up at 4:00 in the morning to take a plane that I'm going to die on. And
we're trying to get you to Mr. Blaine now.
It's my destiny.
Okay. Final destination.
And little does Carl know I'm going to be leaving BCP to him to run after I'm part of the Earth again from a plane crash.
Yeah, guys, Carl's not here tonight. He had to take care of some things. So
yeah, I actually Carl taught me how to make the polls though. I'm pretty impressed with my polls creations.
Jay Grizz, I've been trying to talk him out of saying that stuff all night, but he keep on wanting to say it, man. He started last night. So.
I got one more poll to create for you guys before I can make the official poll creation thing. Let's see. What should the question be? How about this? No, I know the answer to that one. Wait, here's a good one. Should Foster come back?
Hey, I just want to say to the chat, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I mean, we had up to like 80-something people in the chat tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thanks for interacting in the chat with each other, with us. Appreciate it. Appreciate your comments being respectful towards each other. I want to say thank you. I don't take that for granted. Darius Lockhart, you seem new to me. I don't know if you knew or not, but you.
Yeah, he's part of BCP as well. Bear down, Darius. I want to give a shout out to 4-Star Sports and Tracks and Brant Duplessis. He's been in there, and then all the regular guys, Aunt Ma's, JC1. Appreciate all them guys. Scottish Bear, that dude's something, man. It's an honor to know Scottish Bear. He's really Olympic boxer. The dude, in the chat last week or the week before, taught I think it was last week's, was Liam Neeson for a movie. Yeah, King Buka World. That dude's got to be as cool as Snoop Dogg. That's got to be one cool cat, man. He's funny.
King Buka World slays chat, man. He is hilarious. He could be
the other side of the pillow.
The Scrolls, he's funny too. The Scrolls is. Yeah, he's funny. Love the chat.
Yeah, chat's great. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys. I love our community. I love how we interact with each other. Adam Mason, I even love you, bro. Although you never invited me on your show, I still love you, bro. You're still good.
He doesn't like black dudes.
He's afraid you'll show him up.
He's like, I don't like black dudes. I'm sorry. What am I say?
Once Adam has PJ on the show, he'll lose the show to PJ. He can't have that.
Hey, here's when you should be upset at Adam, when he has his first black dude on and it's not you. How about that, PJ?
Dang. No. Hey, I tell you what, he hangs out in Las Vegas too much longer. He's gonna be as dark as I am, so he might pass for black.
Adam's sitting there like going through his Rolodex right now, like, have I not had a black dude on yet? Fuck, I haven't. Okay, now I have to ask PJ.
I gotta call PJ.
He's like, how do he wouldn't even know how to get a hold of you even if he could, Peach. You're not on social media.
I'm a smart man.
Exactly.
See how you guys be all stressed out? See how you guys be all stressed out? Yeah, I don't
PJ's
get
a smart man. Apparently, still has all of his brain cells.
Oh, that's either a good thing or a bad thing. I don't
Now
know.
I got I have Facebook, but yeah, I don't do that. Instagram, Snapchat, what's the other one? Twitter. I don't do all that. It hurts in recruiting though. Because that's the thing to recruit these kids now to play football. They be doing the whole thing on Twitter and Instagram. So I gotta join the 2000s, I guess.
The 2000s, man. You got to get in the 2020s, bro.
Dang, that is 2020s, ain't it?
Yeah,
Golly.
that's like that was
I'm
a
only
long
25 years behind.
Yeah, that was way. That was back. That was back. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something funny, but it's not working.
I gotta tell you. All right, I gotta tell you a funny story. So we in the coaches meeting, right? So we doing a coaches meeting on Zoom, and we was talking this very topic about reaching out to these players and trying to get a hold of them. They was like, so they called me old school. They was like, hey, old school. So what you got? Facebook? Or I was like, no, I don't got Facebook. I got MySpace. You remember that MySpace back in the day?
Yeah.
I got MySpace. They all fell out.
MySpace. That's still going, I think, too.
Is it? Now, I can honestly say I never had a MySpace page, but I remember hearing about it.
MySpace was before Facebook.
They should have just stopped at old page. There was no reason to say old school. Old would have covered you.
Listen, Foster, our poll just said that we should end the show before you come back. So looks like we're about to do that, my friend.
That'd be smart, but I'm not expecting it from this group.
Now, Jay Grizz, I gotta admit,
that's another one. Jay Grizz.
You probably
That's
did see
another
me on
one.
TikTok because my grandsons they be posting me on TikTok when we be in there dancing sometimes. So you could have seen me on TikTok. I'm not gonna lie about that.
You signed up for that Chinese shit? Come on.
I didn't sign up. I said my grandsons when they come over and they want to like record a video, they probably got me doing some dancing to try to get me to and then record me or something.
Hold on, I have to pull up this poll. This is via our amazing producer who was not with us tonight that had to share his shit.
He probably went to Adam Mason's show tonight or something.
Probably.
Adam was
Right,
off
yeah,
before
Adam.
we were on.
Yeah, I think him and Adam.
I watched Adam, and then I turned on Aldo and Bear Ski with Dave Ski. Thursday nights is pretty full, man.
Hey, wash your hands there, Foster.
What?
Chicago Sports Show says wash your hands.
Yeah, I usually get that. I didn't get. Is that tonight? That's tonight, right? Or it's over.
What?
Chicago Sports.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, I'm confused. I was there last week. I catch a lot of that stuff. I don't catch it all. I'm getting more.
Here's the results for tonight's polls. Got this shit. So we've got should the Bears have kept James Daniels? 56% said yes. Should the Bears re-sign Justin Fields to compete with Caleb? This one is just for PJ. 93% said no. Sorry, buddy.
Hey, I never suggest. I would say no to that too.
Okay, well, I did that. I did that just for you.
No, you didn't do that for me.
No, I did.
You asked the question. Trade Caleb for 3 first-round draft picks, 3 second-round draft picks, and see what people say to that. Then bring back Justin.
Now, though. Should the Bears draft offensive line with their first pick? 67% says yes. Is Bill Murray an option? The Bears should think about it at guard. 55% said no. I got shit on for that one. Should the Bears keep Tevin Jenkins? 61% said yes. And should Foster come back before we end the show? 70% said yes. Wow, I guess. Wow. People actually do like you, Foster.
Stuff can turn on you real quick, Shorty. Remember that.
Hey, don't even.
It's just like be a winner in Chicagoland, dude.
Then always believe
60 degrees one day, minus 10 the next. That's what we just actually had opposite.
Why don't I see these polls anyway there, Shorty? The polls don't come up on our thing here over here?
You have to be logged into your.
Oh, okay.
You have to be logged in into BCP from
So I
your.
gotta be logged in separately in order to see these polls.
Correctamundo.
Because that Justin Fields poll probably would have got more votes.
Did we
if I
talk
would've seen
anything about the combine that started today or no?
Yeah, do you want to get to that really quick?
He's got
I
some.
seen some of it. I didn't see a lot of it. I forgot the kid out of Tennessee, the defensive end. He ran the fastest time of 4.47. I forgot his name.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about that. His first was a 4.5.
Yes.
So he ended up running a 4.47.
Yes.
I thought that was a wide receiver at first.
No, he's like
Pierce,
6'4".
yes.
James Pierce Jr.
Yeah, Pierce. Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I was hoping that O'Boy would run, but he is hurt. Is it Mike Green from
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marshall.
Yeah.
Marshall.
Yeah, I was hoping to see him run, but
I did want to talk about that because that's impressive. But what does it really translate into as a defensive end on the field?
what I didn't know is
Speed can kill, my friend. Speed can kill.
How
Sweat.
quick he can get to the quarterback.
No, Sweat. I think he ran a 4.47. So, yeah, I didn't know Sweat was that fast.
Adam, this is just for you. Can I come back now? He's saying I called him a racist. That was a joke. I was joking. That I was trying to get you to get PJ on your show. That's all I was trying to do.
Freaking battery died. Oh yeah, what happened to that?
Come on, am I a racist, PJ?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
I was joking around. Come on, Adam. Relax, my friend. Relax.
How could he be racist? The guy can't even run.
I used to be able to. I can't anymore, though. That's for damn sure. And I cannot run at all anymore.
Oh,
I used to be able to
poor Plank.
run my ass off.
I'm sorry, Plank. These guys are terrible, man.
I knew what I was getting into. I knew it.
We know.
Yeah,
We know.
I apologize
no
if I
shots
offended
here.
you at all, Adam. That was not meant to be offensive. I was joking. I did not mean
This
to
was
call you.
another big topic of the day, guys. I don't know if you guys. I put it up there because this is pretty big too. Dobbsy 34 says, "What's everyone's opinion on Abdul Carter injury news? Hope he drafts to us, or doesn't affect his draft stock. Doesn't it affect his draft stock?"
If he have surgery, I think it's going to affect his draft stock. I think he'd drop out of the top 5 for sure.
Well, from what I heard, he's going to wait. He's not like gonna have the surgery now. Now this is what I read. Okay,
Yeah.
doesn't mean that's what's going to happen, but that he's going to let it try to heal on its own, and then if it doesn't, then have surgery. Is that a wise decision? Only time will tell. Sometimes it's better to address it now as later.
That's not what I'm in favor of. I would rather just get it over with.
Yeah.
Because then I can remember that Eddie Jackson when he was having that nagging foot injury. And that's just like, get the surgery, get it over with, and let's move on.
If I remember right, didn't he put it off and then it ended up costing him the start of the season or something?
Because it
he
flared up
put it
again
off
the
too
next
long.
year.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
agree.
like, just get it over with, man. You're young enough, should be able to heal properly. Get it over with. And get it done now. It's February. Well, by the time you get it done, it'll be March. But you should be ready by training camp, hopefully. But man, come on.
And
get it over with.
That's the way Simmons too. I know a lot of people were, him being injured and not wanting to draft him, but I think it was an ACL. He should be, the way ACLs heal now, he could possibly be ready for camp. We'll see. Or, maybe the
problem.
start of the season. I think I had said on one of J2Ks, he does that NFL draft. He does J2K, he rocks. But
Yes.
I had a little conversation with him in the chat on that, and I think he can be ready. I think if I remember the conversation right, I think he can be ready in time.
Yeah, I think when it comes to offensive linemen and ACLs, when you have an ACL and you're recovering from it, yeah, you'll probably be able to run and whatnot. Probably won't be able to cut as much. You don't necessarily need to, but you're going to have problems anchoring. And I think that's what we saw from Grasu after he tore his ACL and he came back. He had a problem anchoring when he came back, and that's that stabilizing factor in that knee is a suspect after ACLs.
Guys.
Oh, Mason's saying Simmons is ready for combine.
I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it. I ain't trying to come back that soon. Now, hold on, bro. Protect yourself.
I'm a little concerned about if Carter is, if he could be ready to go by the season and he sits there at 10. That's a hard one to pass up, right?
Romy said he'd be the first pick in the draft. If I got the right comment for the right person.
That kind of goes to the
prior to this injury, that wouldn't have surprised me either.
Yeah. Before we get out of here,
if he's there at 10, you got to take him.
Well, I would think so, yeah. Even if he has to sit, 4 games?
No, not Simmons.
Oh, okay.
Carter.
Yeah, Carter.
They got the DN out of Penn State. I just like everybody's talking, he's going to be gone by 5.
Yeah.
Is this going to affect? I mean, is it going to drop? Can he drop that much?
I don't know. Sam was saying Simmons is going to be there. STC is saying, how about Kelvin Bakes at 10? I don't know. JC1 saying trade down and let someone else take the risk.
Is Calvin Banks worth? I asked this the other day on somebody's show. Is he worth the 10th pick for you? Are you 100% that guy's worth it? Because I still think we could trade back and get him if you wanted him. But if I was going to do that, I was going to take defensive. Man, who's the guy out of Old Miss? I can't remember his name. Defensive tackle.
Princely?
No, Oliver. So wait, I can't remember his name. I know it. I've been talking about him for a week, but
now I know Samo said here Carter won't make it to 10. I'm just going to say a couple of years ago, there was another Carter that they said won't make it to 10.
Yep.
And he did. So I'm not so sure there, Samo.
Well, to be fair, that Carter only made it. He did get picked at 9, I believe. Did he not? We traded with Philly to move to 10. Took at 10.
That's right. It was 9.
So he didn't make it to 10, but he still fell further than expected.
Yeah.
Tony Moyes saying take the trade back call. If he's sitting there at 10.
Well, I'm planning on the Bears doing that with Genty. That's kind of everything I look at. It seems like Genty's going to be there at 10, the running back. Boise State, the guy everybody's talking about. I mean, you know Plank because you've seen it in mocks, haven't you?
Yeah,
when the Bears are picking, he's available.
Yeah, well, we did a mock last night, and I think, and it's a mock, dude, but I think he was still there at like 19.
Yeah.
Aunt Maz fired me, by the way, last night. Thanks, Aunt Maz.
Okay. Aunt Maz fires everybody, man. He's like that. Another great guy in the chat, too, like we mentioned.
O'Toole says, you guys, I know you guys are late and ready to go, but real quick to you guys in Chicago. Was Ben's comments this week about Detroit any big deal? I'm amused by it, by the average Lions fan being public enemy number 1. I don't, what do you guys know what he's talking about?
I know you guys are late and ready to go, but real quickly, you guys in Chicago, was Ben's comments this weekend about Detroit any big deal? So
Yeah, I
like,
don't know
that
what
was,
comments he made.
yeah, I'm trying to remember. No, I heard something. I even saw something, but I don't know if I listened to it all the way. But I know there was a lot of backlash in Detroit because they showed the Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson text message during the Super Bowl. Did you guys see that?
That Caleb was texting Ben during the Super Bowl. I seen that. And what he had said about Cole not quite having a tight end like that before, that the dude's a monster. His mitts are so big. One of his mitts or two of Johnson's mitts. This is out of nowhere, but did you see Waldy and Sylvie where they had asked him if he had been asked, Ben Johnson, if he could do the pitch at Wrigley? He said he hasn't been asked yet, but he'd throw the piss out of that ball, he said.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
As far as the Detroit one goes, I don't know either.
Was there, did he make a comment in the presser the other day live from the combine?
He did.
I'm asking the chat because we don't seem to know. Was there something in the combine that he said about Detroit from that presser the other day? Because I saw part of it and then I had to run and I missed part of it and I left and missed part of it again and never went back to it.
Well, I watched the whole thing. I don't remember a Detroit one. I remember the Caleb and then Komet, but I don't remember like any bashing of Detroit, I guess. I'm sorry, I missed that, O'Toole.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So what he's talking about, I guess, is where he was talking about Caleb being mobile, being able to improvise, not having that. I see what he's saying there now. And that is exactly what he's saying. Goff wasn't that mobile quarterback.
So I missed that part of it and caught the testicle joke because I was like, wow, from biting kneecaps to ripping off testicles, I'll stick with Ben Johnson. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I missed part of that. I missed part of that in the presser then. I didn't know that first half of it.
O'Toole, I'll say this. I do remember him saying that. And I do remember thinking to myself, wow, like he's gloating on Caleb's skills being better than something that he could work with Jared Goff. And then my first thought was, well, naturally. But my second thought was, the only reason why I'm thinking that right now is because this guy went from a 15-1 team that lost in the first round of the playoffs in our division to becoming our head coach. And if he would have come from the Cowboys or the Chiefs or the Seahawks or the Rams or the fucking Bengals or something, like, no, I remember thinking to myself, this is being blown out of proportion in my own head. Therefore, I'm thinking that it might be blown out of proportion in our own division rivals' heads because, like, and I saw a lot of videos as soon as we hired Ben Johnson, like Lions fans. And I saw one really good one. These Lions fans have a podcast, and they're just like, really, Ben? Like the bodies aren't even warm yet, and you're already like gloating about the Bears, like, you know. But that's what happens with every single head coach when they become hired by a new team. They immediately leave their team, whether they were in the playoffs or not. They exit. If they were in the playoffs and they exit the playoffs, boom, they become the head coach of a new team, and they're immediately now, like, we didn't think anything about that from Matt Nagy, right? We didn't think anything about that from Matt Eberflus or even John Fox came off of, you know, the Broncos after you just won a Super Bowl like the year before or the 2 years before. Nobody thought that way about it because it wasn't a division rival. And so I think that.
No, I see.
I think it's a little bit more blown up. Respectfully, it should be.
But you got to be smart enough not to sit up there and give the media things to work with like that.
But only because it's a division rival is my point. Like I would feel the same way if we would all feel the same way if we had like this up and coming rising star that we lost to the Lions or the Packers or the Vikings, we'd be like, God, we'd be upset about it. And I love that O'Toole is not. He's respectfully saying, do we think that there should be something to look into that? And I'm just saying, I think that it's just being blown out of proportion because it's a division rival. And if it wasn't, nobody would be talking about it. Like, you know, you weren't talking about Dan Campbell leaving to become your head coach right after he left wherever he came from. Is my point. Like, wherever he came from, right? Was it
Miami?
Miami? Okay. But I just think has some merit to it, is my point.
Yeah, I just think that when you become a head coach, you gotta be politically correct in the sense of you don't need to start fires that you don't need to start yet. I mean, your team was the last in the division last year. You haven't proved anything as a head coach yet. Calm down for real. And let's not write checks our butt can't cash.
I agree. We can't all get too high on this hire either. I mean, as fans of the Chicago Bears hear any one of our coaches talk more and more and more, they're going to either sway us more and more into their favor, or we're gonna find all the nooks and crannies and the cracks that we're gonna use to turn ourselves against them, right? And we did it with every one of our past head coaches and players.
Oh yeah, they're going to use it against him later on if he starts losing. Trust me,
right?
They're going to bring it back up.
If he doesn't fucking get this shit right, then it's all going to be for nothing. It's we can sit here and think this is like the end all be all to all of our problems right now, but ultimately it's not.
Oh, I agree that it's. I mean, I agree that he may be joking, but I'm saying is because of how it works around here. Once you don't have immediate success or go a certain way, I'm telling you, people start turning on you, and those things that they find funny now, they go, well, remember what he said a couple of years ago? See, that's why I wouldn't even give them nothing to work with. I just wouldn't, because I'm like, I ain't trying to hear that. While you're up, they're going to be your best friend, but then you have a little bit of a slump or some sort. Oh, let's fire Ben Johnson.
Right. Yeah. In 2 years, we're going to be like, fuck this guy. He's a total fucking.
Remember when he first came in, how he said,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, nah, bro, be careful.
He just walked himself into probably the second harshest environment to be a head coach in, next to New York. I mean, they might be comparable.
He wanted this job. He knew what he was getting into. He knows this division. He wanted this job. So the thing is with Ben Johnson, look, I like Nagy. I've said it before. I like Nagy. I was high on Nagy when he come in. But Ben Johnson, it just feels different. He talks different. He with intelligence. The things he said, he's going to rip down the playbook. Everything's going to be new. We're going to have a Chicago offense. The coaching staff he's brought in, he mentioned that, you could fit on one hand the people that he's worked with before. He didn't bring in friends. He didn't get the job and go, hey, buddies, let's all my pals hop into this van and let's head to Chicago. I like I'm impressed with the entire coaching staff, not just him, but the entire coaching staff. Dennis Allen, he's got that veteran guy who's been a head coach twice. He's not going anywhere, so we don't have to worry about that. I imagine it. Want to say Al? Is that right? Al Davis? That's not right. The doggone it, Al, the defensive guy that he brought from Dallas.
Oh, Al Harris.
Yeah,
Harris. I knew. Yeah, he'll probably be leaving for a defensive coordinator before anybody does, and then maybe from their head coach. But I'm impressed with the entire coaching staff.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, we have to wrap this up because I have to get on a plane in 5 hours. So I did want to do the bit I wanted to do the little thing you wanted to talk about, Plank.
Okay. That's the office area there at work. Well, that's my desk right there.
Mm-hmm. Let me get to that. Where is that at? Okay, and so these are just different shots.
Yeah.
This is your office at work, right?
Office area. Yeah, it's not. It's a studio, let's call it, with desks sitting there. It's not my office.
That is pretty awesome, though. Like, wow, that's a nice place to go to work to every day. Oh my God, what?
Not my dick pic. Not my dick pic.
Wait a second. Oh my God, this is your phone. Oh, this is your phone. You were trying to send me pictures on. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, not my dick pic. My
Let's start over
family's
here.
gonna see this.
Shorty's familiar having dick pics flop in the middle of
Okay, so we've got. I'm just going through.
We're okay, man. I'm not sure the rest of anybody watching is, but
I'm just going through your phone. So we've
at
got
least he
this
didn't have
picture.
a mushroom cap on top.
We've got this picture, and then we've got this picture. Oh fuck!
Again, the dick pic.
I knew we were going to see a dick pic on your phone, man.
Get it off of there.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Let me just add. No, I ain't gonna add that. Never mind.
Ain't even worth it, Peach. It ain't even worth it.
I'll be doggone y'all gonna use that clip forever for the rest of my doggone pod life. And like, nope, nope, not gonna say it. I know who I'm.
And then I came across the dick pic.
Yeah, tell Jay Grizz if he wants to move to our part of Indiana, we could be hiring. I could use a nephew at work.
Hey,
Jay Grizz started calling me uncle about a year ago, so every time he addresses me, it's Uncle Plank, and I always address him as nephew.
Yes, you do.
Nephew Grizz.
So if you're ever out in a cornfield in the middle of Indiana and you pull into a place and the office is decorated by bears full of bear shit, Plank's got to be there.
Yeah,
You just saw
it. Listen, Plank. This has been an absolute honor for us to have you on the show with us tonight. I mean, I know that it's. You've often said that you can't even watch the show because of work, and then you were finally able to be in the show and chat. And then when you reached out to come on with us, it was just a complete honor. We had to make sure that we had to make this happen. I'm so glad that we did. And we please would love to have you back on again with us anytime. And we hope that you had fun with us tonight and we did not offend you in any way.
No, you can't offend me. I'm too old to be offended. I'm too damn old.
Hey, Plankster, we might be looking for a co-host after Shorty's plane crashes tomorrow.
Well, he's a rock
Frank will
star.
be back on next week, everybody.
That's what happens to rock stars. They get on planes and nobody sees them again.
Yep. Dan, you're not 27 though. Or Shorty, you're not 27 though. That's the only problem. Oh, you're not famous either. Never mind.
I was trying
to lump them in with Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix and
he's
Jim
too old
Morrison.
for the 25 club.
It don't work, dude. It don't work.
Yeah.
No, I'm double that. I just turned 50, so it's
it's 27 is the number.
I'm ready to go down in a plane crash.
And Peach, he's nothing but an old punk now.
He's such a pup.
After tomorrow, I'll be watching down on you from BCP heaven as my plane crashes.
You're talking to me, dude. I'm even in more trouble now than I was yesterday.
As my plane crashes into Ocala, Florida.
No. Here's what'll happen if something's going to happen, dude. Because I'm like 2.5 miles south of the runway at O'Hare, right where I'm sitting. He'll end up taking my house out on the way in.
Hey.
That would be perfect.
Two birds with one stone, Shorty.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
That would that's not even fair.
I'm gonna make sure that when my plane is going down tomorrow, that I rush in and be like, "Can you just direct this?
See that house
to
down
this
there?
address?"
You'll be coming in probably on the south runway, which is right.
For those of you who are sane like I am,
I literally live.
conversations.
if I just walked straight from where I'm sitting, I would walk right into the middle of O'Hare. I kid you not. That's where I live.
All right. Sorry, Jay Grizz. How about
How about let's start talking about plane crashing?
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No more morbidity for PJ tonight.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I saw
There are wild monkeys
I
in
saw
Ohio.
I saw the I just got out of school when in 1977 when the plane crashed at O'Hare and like 700 people died. Saw it. I could see it.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
I could see it. I was in grammar school. We got out. It was
In fact,
like
my
3 o'clock in the
grandmother-
afternoon, man.
My grandmother had paper clips of that event. Yeah.
Brian is looking
I
for
remember
a
it
new
like it
job.
was yesterday, man, because I walked home from school looking at the pot pillows of smoke, and then walked out over the Kennedy Expressway, and that's a straight shot to O'Hare, and you could just see. I was freaking because my cousins live right there. They
I
live
love
about
this shit.
3/4 of a
I
mile
probably
from
do.
where that thing crashed.
And you turned to John Wayne Gacy and said, "Can you fucking believe this is happening right now?"
That's exactly what happened too.
And he says, "Shut up and shovel. We've got bodies to bury, Foster."
Under my house.
Yeah.
Let's
And
go.
behind your paneling.
Will you get to
Bring it
work?
out.
Brian Hendren, yes. We'll be hiring after tomorrow. You want to just send an email to Bears Country
We got
Podcast.
people lined up in the chat for the 2 open spots. I love it.
Jeez.
Brian Hendricks says, "I'm old enough to play Foster's part." So Brian, are you? Oh, see, there he is. Yeah, he's at least a good 200. He's a good 200. He can come close. It'll be different too because he's got the right color beard. I just don't know if he's got any hair. You can always shave him. Plank, BJ, you guys can always just shave him.
Brian, dude, you could just shave that beard right into that fucking Wisconsin beer brat mustache.
He'll never
Man.
get the real color though.
Wisconsin beer brat pussy mustache.
He'll never get that calico tan.
I don't want to say Brian's old. He went to school with Father Time. So, I mean,
That's my nickname.
that's right. I forgot that. It is your nickname, isn't it?
Foster was
Yeah.
his teacher.
Father Time.
I kid you not. The kids that grew up across the street from me, and I'm sorry I got to tell you this, but they were like 12. I taught one of them to ride his bike like right here in the front of my house. He learned to ride. I didn't, but he learned to ride his bike right in front of my house. And to this day, and now they're in their like late 30s and 40s, and they come by or call me on the phone. "Hey, Father Time, how you doing, man? What's going on? I haven't talked to you in like decades. Father Time."
JC1 says, "Take Foster's social security number 624-2."
Actually, it's just one.
One. It's 0-1.
Man.
Oh god, I'm dying over here.
Ugh.
I mean, no, I'm waiting till tomorrow to die. But you know, I might plane crash. But I'm well on my way right now with laughter. Thank you guys.
I do want to say though, I appreciate you guys having me on. I really do. It's an honor. I'm humbled by the love in the chat. I'm humbled. I'm humbled by it all. I mean, I appreciate you guys. I really do.
You are the
Appreciate
rock
the-
star.
You know,
We
Thank you.
appreciate the hell out of you. Like I said earlier, dude, you're part of shows. I don't care if you're sitting up on the screen. Your interaction, you're part of the show, just like everybody in the chat that I talk about. It's there is no show without it. There's nothing without it. And that's the first guy I talked to in any of these chats was PJ on the Barroom Network 4 years ago. Actually, yeah, it was probably around right at COVID when COVID started. So it's already that long, dude. Because I
Well,
really at home.
If you look under your names, Plankster is BCP's first member officially, and Foster is. I just got a brand new coffin.
Man.
PJ is a true Bears fan with Bears Country Podcast. That's the.
It's in the closet for now. I don't want to scare anybody or anything.
Plankster, man, thanks again for coming on, man. Appreciate you,
thank
bro.
Peter.
It was a good time, man. Glad you finally made it, man. And I
Thank
really
you.
hope you enjoyed yourself, and please come
It
back.
really-
I did.
And next time when you come on, Plank, we'll throw Shorty off, and then you can talk.
Okay.
I'll be dead by then. I'm dying tomorrow, guys.
No, that's part of the point. I'm counting on it either way. We got it covered either way.
Yes, guy.
It's a matter of a button or two. One of those buttons is on that plane, and the other one's right. Where is it? Where is it? It's right here.
When I leave, when I get up tonight, when I write down all the information for Carl to take over the show, I'll make sure that he makes you the new host. You deserve it, Plankster.
Do like is my name? A lot of people before they pass away, they'll write on the bottom of things who they want to give things to. So my name's on the bottom of your chair, apparently.
Yeah, it is.
It will
It's
be
actually tattooed to my underwear.
Oh no, I don't want that.
Look, we got
You keep your underwear.
Extra pair of underwear, bro.
we got MC. No, I'm taking a second pair.
Shorty's not dying in a plane crash.
When
He
my
ain't gonna-
plane is
you
going
think
down,
God's gonna let a guy like that off this easy?
I have to make morbid jokes about it to prevent it from happening. But look, MC Fecht hopping in saying Doug Plank.
Yeah, well, it's not Doug, but it is Plank. I've said it before. I'm not the Plank. I'm just a Plank.
You're Doug Plank to us, my friend. You're our Doug Plank.
Yeah.
But listen, guys, we got to end this because I do have to go to bed and get up and get
Me as well.
on that plane. I'm going to be thinking about it the whole damn ride there. Like, is this my last?
But before you go, I need to say this. When I was on my hiatus, you guys was ending the show at 2 hours. I just want y'all to know, as well as the chat to know, now that I'm back, all our shows going to be at least close to 3 hours.
And you've totally fulfilled it again tonight.
Yeah,
absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Hey, all of our listeners on audio streams that are like driving, 12 hours like I do a lot on road trips are really enjoying this right now. So, thank you, PJ. They're all thanking you right now.
That's why Adam Mason hasn't had you on, man, because he hasn't been able to allot an extra hour for any of the shows.
Adam Mason does like an hour-long show. He can't have you on for 4 fucking hours. You gotta trim your shit up to be a guest on Adam, dude. He's a professional.
Hey, I just go with the flow, bro. I just go with the flow. I mean,
Question 1, part 27, section B. So Plank.
PJ's the Joe Rogan of Bears podcast.
Yes, you are, my friend. Yes, you are.
I'm just saying. I want the people in the chat to really have a good time and remember the Titans.
Remember.
Listen, JC won 4. No, we've gone 6 hours before.
No, more, longer. That's Cliff. Cliff knows.
All because of PJ.
Now you're gonna blame that on me, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? I'm just going to push the can down the road.
Oh no!
So it's day 3 of the draft, and I think we're on for like 8.25 hours or something, man.
You just put the blame on you. It's all you, bro.
All PJ for like 3 hours straight. I'm lying. I'm making that all up. Not the 7-hour part, though.
It wasn't all because of me.
O'Toole says you're the blood in this hard on.
That is absolutely disgusting. I love it.
What messages are you sending me, Adam? What are you talking about? Return your messages. What messages you sending? Where are you sending it to?
This is like the 4th show that's happened now. I sent you messages.
Where is he sending it to?
He's got no comment.
Man. What are you doing? Sending smoke signals?
So we know PJ don't have a burner, so he's only got the one phone.
That's it.
I know two things. PJ does not have a social media account with which to DM with, and I know that Adam Mason does not text people with his phone, even though we both have each other's phone numbers. So, therefore, I know that whatever Adam is saying is full of shit because I know you don't have an account, and I know he doesn't answer his texts. So, therefore, if you want, I'm sure he'd be happy for me to give you his number with his permission, Adam. But then you wouldn't text him back anyways because he doesn't have a Twitter DM account.
Man, Adam, you just making stuff up, bro.
You
making up stuff like you made up stories about liking Justin Fields last year.
He's got it. He's got it, Shorty. He's only 10 minutes away from the 3-hour mark.
I'm just gonna say this, okay?
Did that one sting though?
Yeah, PJ. Before we get to thanking our chat, I just want to say that you are the blood of this hard-on. You really are. O'Toole, thank you for that. And I'm gonna
make that even worse. PJ, you've heard of the wind beneath my sails. You are the blood within my hard-on.
You are the blood of the heart. You are the blood in the hard-on of BCP.
Shorty, I'm telling you right now. Go ahead and give Adam my number.
All right, I'll do it. He won't text you back.
Well, you got to text me. I mean, you got to text me first. Right?
Okay.
Text me, call me, whatever.
I'll do that.
I'm cool with it.
Oh, he'll text you, but not me. Okay, I get it.
That's what we all do, Shorty, just so you know. It's not just
because everybody knows when they talk to you on the phone, Shorty, you're going to keep them on the phone for 3 hours.
What are you talking Adam, do not talk to, I promise you, do not accept a phone call from him, but texts do.
The pottle calling the kettle black?
If you accept a phone call from PJ, you better be prepared for the sun to come up, bro.
So, you know, I just seen Minister Charles Johnson. I am glad he brought this up, okay? So I didn't know what is it going to be, what's it look like, but when you showed the pictures last week of the fish and spaghetti, I would eat it. Now, after seeing the pictures, I'm all in. I would eat it. Hands down, I would eat it. Thank you, Minister Charles Johnson. I wanted to bring that up, and we needed a couple filler minutes here to get that 3 hours in. So I would definitely. I always wondered, what are we talking about? Are they fish balls in with it? It is in, but when you showed the picture last week, I'm all in. I'm going to bow down on that. So that's my take, Minister Charles Johnson. Thank you.
Oh, that is. You know what? I can agree with you on that. It did look delicious.
It did. It absolutely did.
Even the lasagna looked delicious. I'll give you that, Pete. You do look like a good
take
cook.
the gummy and you'll eat the shit 20 minutes later, all of it. It doesn't even matter.
Even though you mix meats, PJ, every dish you make looks good.
I'm a meat mixer.
You meat mixer, you.
Yeah.
The blood that makes it happen.
Well, you know, true story. I just learned how to cook 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. Before that, Marie Callender was my go-to.
Oh, there you go.
Oh man!
Wow, I've been cooking forever, Peach.
Man, I made some collard greens the other day. Oh my goodness! Took me back to my mom days, man. I thought I was in the kitchen with my mom and my grandma.
I gotta tell you, living in the South, collard greens, I can get behind that shit. But they're good. I can get behind
collard greens with a little bit of mustard green sprinkled in there too. OMG. Then some Jiffy cornbread. Hello.
Adam, I just shared your number with PJ. There you go, bro. Just don't accept his phone call. Unless you want to stay awake for 18 hours.
Shorty.
But you're 3 hours behind, so you might be okay with the phone call.
Shorty.
The sun's coming up for him, but not for you.
Shorty, who did most of the talking last night when we was on the phone? Be honest.
You. I started off talking, but it was you at the end.
I'm Schultz, dude. I know nothing.
Don't look at me like that. You know it was you at the end.
Shorty. This dude, he did all the talking. And
In the beginning, I did, and then in the end, you did. You were going off about Justin Fields and
What?
fucking James Daniels and shit.
Bro, that's not how the conversation.
I'm
Man,
just kidding. Jay Grizz is saying we need a Bears a BCP tailgate for a game. What do you guys think? Who's in? I can get tickets, man. That would be awesome. A BCP tailgate. That'd be awesome.
It is. We need to discuss that more and see what we
Get
can do about it.
J2K's ass there too. He can drive up, camp along the way, meet us for a game. That'd be fun.
See a clip or any of these guys are coming in. Get the
JT,
whole crew
he'll be
together
there.
for that parking lot. See if we can get a hold of Clayton and that bunch.
Oh, dude, we could.
Try and get everybody in there into that spot because it's.
I've got so many season ticket holders that I have access through for tickets from now that it's like, even if we were all in different seats but just tailgated together, we could make it happen. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. I know that for a fact.
me and Shorty was on the phone last night for an hour and 27 minutes. An hour into the conversation. An hour into the conversation, Shorty says, "Thanks, Peach. I just needed to vent." Because I let him talk for the whole first hour all by himself. And he want to say I did most of the talk.
An hour and
PJ was in the kitchen cooking and making some stuff, reading a book.
Actually, I was going over my list of recruits that I had to contact.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
Run over some practice film.
it was an hour and 27 minutes. Damn, I thought it was like 2 hours.
See? So y'all have to believe when I tell y'all the stories, I be telling the truth.
Hey, well,
This guy
sometimes
be making them up. I'm just saying he be making them up.
you tell the truth. Sometimes I lie.
Sometimes.
Listen,
Let's
I have
go.
got to get on a fucking plane.
I got to go to work in the
He's got to
morning.
go to work.
Yeah,
He's got to go to work.
I gotta go to work.
This guy has to go to work. The guy next to him has to get back in his coffin. He's got a brand new one, by the way. Dude, you got to be looking forward to that brand new cushioning. The wood, the seal on it now. It's like the light is shut out.
1,000-pound piece of stone was getting pretty hard after all these centuries, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that rotting wood from the 15th century.
I went to some birch with some 1x6 under that, and then I got a Sealy Posturepedic with a mattress foam topper. Now I'm good for at least another century.
Otor, we love and appreciate you for hanging out with us as a Lions fan. It really truly means that we are doing exactly what we set out to do here, which is have fun, and to have a Lions fan come in here and talk awesome football with us when we talk football and enjoy the rest of it is absolutely amazing to us. And I love seeing whenever you're in our chat because it just warms my heart, man. It really does. And I'll say it again. We would love to have you on the show. I was like checking my email like a little girl like the next day. Did O'Toole actually email and say he wants to come on the show? Oh, no, he didn't. So we want to have you on the show, O'Toole. Let us know. We'd love that, man. Any day.
And for you guys who are members, don't forget to check out the added content. And guys, become a member. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, we've got some pretty cool stuff coming up here, potentially in the future of BCP. So
Yeah, it doesn't say, hey, we potentially got some pretty cool stuff coming up.
well, unless this is all based on my plane trip tomorrow. So we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah, don't worry about it, dude. I got it covered.
Well, yeah,
Plank will be in Thursday. We've got the new lineup, dude. We're done.
Thanks to the new
Our
host.
pre-show, behind the scenes pre-show. You guys get to be a part of see what goes on there.
I'm covered either way, because if I live, I'm still gonna have
Foster, don't drink that. That's piss. That's your piss bucket. Oh, damn it. We went through this last time.
home squeezed orange juice in a fucking
Oh,
bottle.
okay. That was the orange juice. Sorry. I thought you had the normally you have them side by side. Just want to make sure
I do because I can't taste them sometimes, so it doesn't matter.
On the way, y'all guys, please smash that like button.
You made it, Peach. You did it. You did it, dude.
Listen to everyone in chat, man.
10:59.
JC1, Minister Charles, Jay
know what I'm
Grizz, O'Tour, Aunt Miss, Cliff Victoria, Mr. Mayhem,
Science My Podcast.
Diane Smy hopping in. What did you
Carl.
miss? I'll tell you what you
did I
missed.
miss?
You missed me doing a bunch of great polls without you, even though I did a terrible job. We missed you tonight, Carl.
Carl, I wish you were here, man.
Yeah, no
You missed
shit.
my dick pic, Carl.
Yeah, you totally missed his dick pic.
Put it this way, Shorty and I couldn't handle what you do tonight.
No,
I'm just being honest. We couldn't keep it
I was
together
struggling.
for the whole show to do what you do.
I was half a part of the show because I was trying to do what you do, because you do a great job, man. That's why everyone's trying to pluck you to be
run
a
chat.
producer.
I'm trying to run chat, Shorty, and screwing that up all night. I don't know how many times I hit stuff. I didn't mean to hit that one. I go like 3 times in a row. I don't even know what I'm hitting.
And he left the show 5 times.
Well, I told you I had to burn the house down. It's been another year.
We want before we get out of it, let's just show Carl, out of respect, we're going to show you his dick pic.
My family's got to see this, Shorty. So
Yeah. This is Plankster's dick pic.
Right,
So
right. He was showing us office pictures, and it just popped up in the middle of it.
in the middle of office pictures, we just came across his dick pic. It was terrifying.
Hey, Peach, all the dicks, they're all attracted to Shorty for some reason, aren't they?
Oh, also, yeah, Carl, you also did miss that PJ is the blood in the blood of BCP's hard on.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
Don't worry, Carl. I think you're the foreskin.
Jeez, Wes. Get that joker circumcised, will you?
Okay, I gotta go, guys. I'm done.
So am I. Let's get to our chat.
Yes. Science Mind, JC1, Jay Grizz, Chicago Sports Podcast, Minister Charles Johnson.
Listen, let's get to our super chats first, because Chicago Sports, $1.99 times 2, $4.99. Thank you so much. $4.98. Sheeplank, $2. Is that from your bank account, Plankster, or is that from your wife's?
it's a joint bank account. And while we're on the subject, Foster, the boy is not so little Plank.
That's it. That's it. I couldn't remember.
Chad Speaker with his $2 super chat. Thank you guys so much for your generous donations to the show. We much appreciate it, especially those of you that are already members. That means a lot that you're helping out.
Jay Grizz, Plank, Adam Mason.
Jay Grizzly Bear, man. Good to see you again, my friend.
You guys being the members here. And we got Antmans was in the chat. J2K. JC1, all tour.
How about, look, come on, we got to do the DVD version of Chad Speaker together. Ready?
Chad
Speaker.
Don't forget about Vernon Roseman and King Pookie and Nation.
Vernon Roseman, yes.
King Pookie, man. And Adam Mason, you know I'm fucking with you, bro.
Yeah,
I don't think you're a racist. Come on.
He already said that he's done with you, dude. He's only came to the show for me and Plank.
Yeah, that's true. Well, now that he's got PJ's number, he's totally done. We'll never see him again.
And that was the other reason, since he's got PJ's number now, you don't even matter at all, dude.
Yeah, we might even see PJ next week.
Jay Grizz says Foster covers ode the chat, and ode to the chat. So I'm gonna start working on a new one with all the names in the chat again.
Oh, let's do that really quick before you exit.
My name is Nice Guy Eddie. I live in Taurine, Winfield, and to get at Adam, we must climb the Cliff Victoria to reach the J2K summit. We drink our Beerlissimo and spark a fat PJ. Grab your Matt Kedro, squeegee up that windshield, hop in the Derek Carter, or maybe you drive a Kia Carrito. Grab your Curtis Newberries and drive down the Spirit Plains. As we tell the raging oracle of football, for the Reef Tyrant and the Heart Foundation of Peace and Unity, of the King Buka world that we live in. So take it peasy and drink some Mo Beerman. And don't forget to be swifty. And remember, if the scroty fits,
Dude, we got to make a short of that for sure.
Stamo. Yeah, I got to make a
Stamo,
short of
yeah.
that. So
That was
I
good.
will get one going here in the next few weeks, man. I've got enough names in this chat. It's going to be longer than ever.
As the guy that I work with, Pablo, famously says, I don't believe you.
I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you, dude. But I'm getting there. Things in my life are coming back. I'll share one little thing too. I just settled half of my issue with the insurance company. Done. That's huge.
Good for you. Good to hear. That's why you got a brand new coffin.
Yes,
get it.
absolutely, man. Just a down payment on it.
Keds, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. J2K, Chicago Sportscast, Chicago Sports Podcast. Thank all you guys for your generous donations and super chat. Atmos,
Yes. Thank you.
everyone. I mean, you guys, we just keep going on and on and on. Adam Mason, please tell me I didn't offend you. I'm sure you
Patty
agree
Laura.
anymore. Jay Grizz, Brian
Armando.
Hendren.
Laura.
Brian Hendren, good to see you in here with us tonight. O'Toole, much love and appreciation for you. Thank you so much.
Tony Moy.
Tony Moy, yes,
Oh, there you
Armando
go.
and Patty Lara hanging out. MC
Sam Mo.
Fact, Mr. Mayhem.
Man. All you guys in the chat. Like I said, we had over 80 people here tonight. STC, all you guys, man. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us, having a good time.
Scottish Bear,
Scottish.
Samo.
Scottish Bat in the house?
Huh?
So
D-Star.
many people to go through, and I have to go to bed to get up at 4 a.m. to get on a plane that I'm going to die on. So, Leroy Green, Larry T, Tony Moy, everyone. Mr. Wait, that's another one. Ready?
Who?
Minister.
Minister.
Charles
Johnson.
We miss you, DVD. D Starren, thanks for hanging out with us. JC1, good to see you in here with us tonight.
Vizzo Joe.
Vizzo Joe. Oh man, I could do this all night.
All right.
Black
Pig
Diamond.
vomit. That's it.
Pig Vomit, Vizzo Joe, TP3 podcast, T3P podcast.
Yes.
I mean,
All you
Romy,
guys, man. Romy.
Jeremy / Romy.
All you guys, man. Appreciate you guys. Each and every one of you. Thanks for hanging out. And we will be back next week. Because Shorty will be here. Forget all that stuff you're talking about. This plane crash is not going to happen. Let's do it.
But Carl,
Great,
you did miss
great.
the beginning when I said I'm going to leave all this in my will to my wife. So when I die in my plane crash tomorrow, you're gonna have the access to BCP so you can run it. So Plankster will be the new host. So unless you want to be, then of course you're welcome to it. It'll be your show, so you can do whatever you want with it. But let's keep playing.
Shut up and good night, everybody. May your good news be good news.
And for Jason, UK Bear, listening tomorrow on audio stream, we love and appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out with us in the beginning. Scottish
Ooh.
Bear.
Ooh.
Love you.
Ooh.
Dobbsy34. All you guys, man. Come on.
Yeah,
Brian.
Carl. That was too far. That was too far, Carl. Too far.
Yeah,
What
Carl.
did he say? What did he say? I missed it.
Too far.
What did he say? What did he say? What did he say? Come on.
I'm not repeating it.
I gotta scroll all the way down to see that. Come on.
I'm not going to say it.
Is your wife in the will to me too?
I was gonna say no because I thought you left it to me.
No, my wife is in the will to Foster.
These guys and the wife jokes, man.
I was there when he got his first AARP card.
I'm sorry. I don't do.
God, that was a good one.
Oh.
Will to me too. Armando Lara Jr. I'm calling bullshit that you actually got my high school buddy Armando Lira's mail in your mailbox. I don't believe you. He never lived in Chicago. He grew up in Round Lake, for Christ's sake. Okay, I gotta go. You guys, every one of you are awesome. Plankster.
Thank you.
You keep pointing the wrong direction. Go the other way this time.
Oh, dude, on my screen, it looks like I've got my
You're
phone
pointing
with him.
at PJ, though.
Yeah, that's I got to do this to get to Foster. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that over there is Plankster. And by the way, Peach, 3 hours and 5 minutes. So you accomplished your goal.
Shorty, you know I love you like a brother.
Hey, I love you too, man. And a 3 hour, 5 minute show won't mean shit when my plane's going. I'll be like, thank God I had to do a 3 hour show last night with PJ and Foster and Plankster.
Won't have the energy to swim.
These guys are literally in the chat like Carl's going, I thought Shorty's mom was going to Foster. Charles says no. She's in the will to Foster, and she won't go to Carl. We're talking about your wife now. They got this whole thing going on in the bottom of the chat with whose wife and mother's going where. This is just terrible.
Chicago Sports Podcast trying to ask actual football questions. Has Fries recovered from fracturing his fibia after week 5? No, we're ending the show, bro.
He's in cahoots with PJ. They're going for 4.
Yeah, they're going for 4.
No, can't do 4.
You're tapping out at 3 now. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta let you guys get to bed, man, because
I got a plane now.
Somebody else can come on the airwaves. There's probably 2 new shows on it right now. I'm not kidding. I just happened to look.
Plankster, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It has been our honor and pleasure, and we would love for you to come back. Hope we didn't offend you too much and waste too much of your time to not want to do so.
No, absolutely. I enjoy being here. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I appreciate you having me on. And I want to throw it out there again on Wednesdays and Fridays. I'm on CSP.
Excellent. They got to you before we did. Good job, CSP.
Chicago Sports Podcast.
Always thinking ahead, aren't you, Trex? I gotcha. Hey, Trex got Jim Miller to autograph a jersey for me for my birthday that he's sending to me. So I appreciate that. That is very awesome of you, Trex, and much love and appreciation. Thank you so much. It will be in a on the wall in a frame that I will hang. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Carl is saying.
Yeah, I want to put it out there too.
Saturday.
Yes, Carl. Yeah. I'm booked. I'm penciled in, Carl. I'll be there.
Oh, he's going to join you on BC on when Carl does
SMI or however. I know he simulcasts or whatever but yes, he asked me Saturday to be on Saturday night. I'll be on there as well Saturday night.
Awesome. So we'll see you again here. That's awesome.
Yes.
Sounds like a good time. I will not be able to watch it because I'll be in Illinois. Getting ready to leave to go on. If that plane doesn't crash, the one back home, I'm sure will. That's the kind of week I'm having. So either way, it's going to be one of the 2 planes.
Yeah, because he can't watch TV while he's packing. Oh wait, he only has the back.
After all this, the worst thing that's going to happen, he's going to pull the rental car into somewhere and get a scratch on it. That's about what I'm thinking.
No, I'm actually borrowing my uncle's car. So
no, what's going to actually happen is he's going to shark in his pants.
He does that once a week from what his wife. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
That's why I'm leaving her to you, Foster, because she knows all about it. She's got all the secrets for you.
I hope she's not going to kill all of us.
All right, guys, let's end this shit on a 1-2 tree bears as we always do, and we will see you guys again next Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time with our brand new host, Plankster, and the new CEO of BCP, Carl. So
starring Brad Herron as Foster covers. It's like it's a show on CBS. Next Thursday, 8 p.m. Central. CBS. Be there.
These guys are just morbid.
Either way, BCP will be back. We'll be back again next Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We will see you then, guys. Let's end this. Plankster, love you. Much appreciation. Thank you so much. To all of our members who have subscribed to become members of all of our subscribers as well as our members to the channel, much love and appreciation. We cannot thank you enough. You guys,
Thank you.
love you. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys next week. Uno, dos, tres.
Bears.
Bears.